What is up, everybody? The Midnite Mike show coming to you from the Long Island Sound. And it's time to do our first ever, so give us a break here, a coverage of the New Jersey Devils taking on the New York Rangers from the Rock in Newark, New Jersey. Once again, we're going to talk about a lot of things. This show's going to be chill. Usually, if you're a Devils fan, this is a Jets show, okay? This is a Jets channel. We're just branching out. We're doing some new things. We're having some fun. We usually do a Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time show, and that's usually the recap of the previous week in NFL action. But what's tomorrow night, folks? Not New Year's, Christmas Eve. So we won't be able to be doing a Christmas Eve show. So we decided to come to you with a fun, off the wall, unorthodox, as I put it in the description, coverage of the Devils and the Rangers, which starts momentarily. It said 1 p.m., so we're only about 5-6 minutes away from that. I appreciate everybody who decides to come in and join us. And if you have questions about the Jets or anything like that, please feel free to come in, like Snowball did already and said the return of the Drop King. Yeah, Snowball. I know. As a matter of fact, he did get a little closer to my prediction, but that injury from Alan Lazard that took him out like 5 games, that really did affect his play. He's come back. I mean, not that he didn't have drops prior with the New York Jets. There was a lot of times where Alan Lazard will drop a pivotal pass, but it seems that since he's come back from this injury, it's been brutal. Like literally, like you said, Snowball, the return of the Drop King. Today, like I said, we can talk all things New York Jets during, of course, our loose coverage of the New Jersey Devils and the New York Rangers. And if people enjoy this, please hit the like button down below, whether you're watching this on the replay or you're watching it live. Hitting the like button will just let more people know that we are live. And when other games come up, such as more Devils Rangers games, or even Rangers Islander games, or Devils Islander games, if I'm available, we will try to make that part of the show. Look, I'm trying to branch out this channel. You know what, and this is my first time doing a live show, so excuse me while I take out I have headphones and then another headphone underneath that I will put back on when the game starts, but it's distracting. So even when the game starts, I don't even know if I'm going to end up continuing with that headphone in one ear. You know, I'd like to hear the game and know what's going on, but you know, it's quite distracting when you're trying to talk sports, Devils, all that stuff. Today, we might as well go over the game. The New Jersey Devils are at home hosting the New York Rangers. The Devils at 22-11-3. That puts them second place in the Metropolitan Division with 47 points. They have been going back and forth with the Capitals pretty much all season so far. And right now the Capitals are in first place with one more point on the season at 48 points. And then you have the visiting New York Rangers coming in at 16-16-1. And hopefully when my boy Matty gets in here, he can give me a little bit more information on the Rangers, because I don't follow the Rangers. I don't cover the Rangers. I'm not a fan of the Rangers, but I know that they have had a lot of crap going on over this season, especially last season, making the playoffs, doing quite well last season. And then this season coming in, and it seems like they're trading off and getting rid of all these players, but you never underestimate a team, right? So anything can happen today with the Devils and the Rangers. Like I said, the Rangers are at 16-16-1, and that gives them 33 points and 6th in the Metropolitan Division, and they're actually tied with the New York Islanders. The Islanders have less wins and whatnot, but they have 7 overtime losses, which make up those points. They're at 13, 14, and 7. So that gives them the 33 points to keep tied with the Rangers. But I believe with the wins, the Rangers technically have the spot over the Islanders. I believe that's how it would work. I mean, that makes complete sense. So who knows what's going to happen today? Like I said, I'm waiting for the game to start, and it's really strange to be here in the afternoon. It is 1 p.m. here on the East Coast. Why the NHL decided to schedule a Devils Rangers game at 1 p.m. on the 23rd, you have to remember, folks, there's a lot of people who don't even get off Christmas and Christmas Eve. But most people have work on the 23rd. It's a Monday. It's not a holiday. So therefore, why would you schedule a division, not only like, it's a metropolitan division, but it's the Devils and the Rangers. So I don't understand the logic in having the Devils and Rangers play at 1 p.m. on a day where most people have work. You have to have a very specific job. You have to work for the school system. You have to work for, even the school system. A lot of people have work IAs and facilities and things like that. The teachers and the kids are off today. And then you have probably government jobs, but I think even government jobs, postmen and, post office workers. And, if you work at the dump or places like that, I feel like those places, if they're usually open on a Monday, would be open. And then any other job, mechanic, Walmart worker, whatever. I feel like these people would have work on a Monday. And so to schedule a game at 1 p.m. on a Monday seems a little odd. Now, if this game was scheduled for tomorrow on Christmas Eve, well, then that makes sense. A lot of people have off on Christmas Eve. That's one of the reasons why the NBA and the NFL are running games on Christmas. Because, everyone has off. Everyone can be there. But once again, I think this is a huge boner for the NHL, and I don't fully understand why they decided to do this. Quick backstory. Yes, I right now am on the Long Island Sound, on the Connecticut side. I'm still in the tri-state area. But for those of you maybe who are coming in as Devils fans, I grew up in New Jersey. Okay, I grew up in eastern part of Morris County, New Jersey. You could see Lower Manhattan from my high school. I've been a Devils fan since, I want to say I've been going to games since probably the late 80s. So I probably went to my first Devils game starting in probably 88, 89. But really started to get into the team in the early 90s, especially as the Rangers picked up. And I was like, well, I have always been the kind of person to go with my home team. Okay, so I am a Jets fan. They played 20, 30 minutes away from me at Giant Stadium growing up. I'm a Yankee fan. Why? I had a choice between the Yankees and the Mets, and my grandfather was a Yankee fan, and every time I went over to his house, obviously they had an awesome built-in swimming pool, diving board, all that stuff. But when I went into the living room where my grandfather was smoking his cigar, he was always watching either golf or the New York Yankees. So, of course, I fell into being a New York Yankee fan. So Jets, I've been a fan since I was a tiny kid, going to games. My uncle had season tickets, and me and my father would always go with him 3 times a year, right in the upper bowl of Giant Stadium. And those are some of the best memories of my life, I'll be honest. But then, and then obviously the Devils, my father had season tickets to the Devils pretty much throughout the 90s and the 2000s. And not only that, but he had, before they moved, I'm not positive if they still have them now that they're at the Rock, but when they were at Brendan Byrne Arena, or what did they end up calling that? The Izod Center, they had the gold membership where you could go, down an elevator into the gold club, and the TVs would have the games and all that stuff. So yeah, I've been a Devils fan my whole life. And actually, guy I went to school with, an old friend of mine, is actually the PA announcer for the New Jersey Devils. His name is Adam Hamway. Now, we haven't talked in years, and I'm not going to sit there and act like we're best buds or anything like that. But I used to hang out with him and his brother, and there's a group of friends there. And so he is the PA announcer for the New Jersey Devils. So if you ever go to the Rock and you ever are, seeing a New Jersey Devils game and you hear, the announcement of players or the announcement of substitute, anything like that, that would be Adam. So I'm really happy for him. That's awesome, because he's one of those guys who you grew up, who always had one of those voices who you were like, that guy could do something in radio. That guy could do something, with his voice. It was always just, it was butter. and it worked like that. All right. So anyway, the game is about to start, folks. We are not too long from the puck drop. Right now they're just highlighting Markstrom, who's had a pretty good year this year. And the weird thing with the Devils is it seems like when you go back and you look at their wins and their losses and things like that, that they're either winning a game. If they score, they're winning the game. But unfortunately, if the Devils don't score, usually when the Devils lose, you look at how many of those are they get completely shut out, which is a problem. They need to get more goals. Now their top guys, whether it's Hughes or Bratt or Heischer, these guys are scoring, but there's other guys on the team who need to pick up their scoring. And obviously, we need more support for that, especially when you're losing games, getting shut out. But still, like I said, the Devils still holding on to second place, 1 point behind the Caps, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, let me bring in my Rangers correspondent, co-host of the Midnite Mike show. Unfortunately, like I said, a Rangers fan. How you doing, Matty?
I'm all right. You're dressed like a fucking retard.
I pulled out my jersey because I haven't been able to wear it yet. But I am not a big fan of hockey jerseys. And do you want to know why?
They're too hot.
That's part of it, but it's more I hate things on this part of my arm. So if you ever see me on the show, like when I was wearing my Jets Christmas sweater, or if I wear a Jets hoodie,
pulled up.
You'll always see I always have them pulled up because I don't like. But hockey jerseys, just second you put your arms down, they fall. It's not like they're going to stay.
Yeah,
up.
They're loose like that. I've become a big fan of these type of things, the quarter zips. You can pull them up like I often do, but they feel like they're just right. And I mean, I have over 125 hockey jerseys at least, which I need to put on eBay soon. But yeah, it's one of the weirdest fucking times for a Rangers game ever. But here we have it.
Yeah, I was talking about that, Matty. It just makes no sense. Like if this was Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, I'd kind of get it. A lot of people have
on
off.
Everybody having Monday off this week, and I'm like, well, all right.
Yeah. but they don't. Even I had to take the day off. You don't
I don't know anybody
who
has given everybody the blanket week off, but whatever. It works for me. I'm off. Fuck it. We're doing the show.
So let me ask you. I want to get an update on obviously on the Rangers and the mess they've had. Where last year they had a good season, but this year it seems like they're dropping and trading and all this other stuff. All these guys.
I honestly feel like, and this is just an outsider looking in. I'm obviously not privy to any of the inside conversations the team has or anything else, but I feel like a lot of the players feel the same way I did, which was your plan was to run it back with one very mid off-season signing, and it didn't go well, and then the panic button got hit, and I think a lot of the Rangers have quit on this team. I think that and I've had a problem with this with the Rangers for a very long time. They hate naming a captain. So now that we've traded Trouba away and the vacancy is there's not a captain again. I don't know if you remember, I mean, back in the late 90s, like if Mark Messier or Scott Stevens didn't take the ice, someone else had a C on their jersey that night. It wasn't permanent. There was always a C on the ice, which meant somebody was at least somewhat accountable. This everybody gets an A, but nobody wears the C shit is just, I think that it breeds a small amount of apathy that seeps in and has really gotten left unchecked. And now I think a lot of the players, apparently the players are bitching about Chris Drury and all this other shit. I can't get behind that in the sense of win games, you don't get traded. You know what I mean? You can be mad at the GM if you want, but if you don't win games, he's not going to sit on his hands. I may not like some of the trades that get made. I don't like how the offseason was handled. But at the end of the day, it comes down to what happens on the ice first. It's if the ice is going fine, no one has to fuck around in the front office. And clearly it's not. Yeah. So there's the team has just spiraled into
my question is that it's my question though is that it just seems so early to hit the panic button. You were in the first quarter to 3/4 of the third of the season.
Yeah, but you go on almost a 10-game losing streak, and that's an eighth of your season. So it's kind of like when you look at it in that regard, I feel like you kind of have to figure out you better do something because again, left unchecked, what if an 8-10 game losing streak turns into 15 or 20? That's a quarter of your season. I mean, I don't know if they've been trying to trade
Yeah.
Trouba, for example, since last summer. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. But at the same time, clearly something has to be done. And this team running it back was a mistake. They needed to make some bigger offseason moves. I mean, how did Steven Stamkos end up in fucking Nashville? You're telling me the Rangers
and then you
didn't
said
take
what's
a
his
run?
face to the Ducks too.
Well, that was the thing with Trouba. That was a Rangers trade, but Stamkos was a free agent. You're telling me he would have preferred Nashville over New York? Like that just doesn't make sense to me. So it's kind of like nothing was done in the offseason, and they're paying dividends for it now. And I know that people are angry because the way the Trouba trade got done, if you guys aren't familiar, Trouba had a no trade clause, and he nixed a couple trades in the offseason in the summertime. Well, the Rangers, and they learned this from Tampa, I believe, essentially said to him, cool, you don't have a no waive clause. So either you can agree to a trade with this team or we're just going to waive you and whatever shittier team gets you. So it's kind of a strong arm tactic by management. But at the same time, you got to fix your team. I mean, like I tell everybody, I love my team and I have my favorite players and I will flat out trade my most favorite player and a first-round draft pick for a guaranteed Stanley Cup. I care more about the team, the name on the front than the name on the back. It is what it is.
There you go. That's a Herb Brooksism.
Yeah, but it's
right
true.
there,
I mean, that was what they taught us, authors growing up in school was, this is you play for X team. You don't play for I don't play for Team Maddie. So I should be here for about an hour.
Well, there you go.
So you guys 2 to 3 goal lead by the time I leave.
Well, you have the game started?
Yeah, I'm on ESPN Plus.
Okay, yeah, I'm not, and I just had the face-off.
Okay.
Which is fine.
I'll do
all right,
about a 30-second delay. Oh wait, you know what? Here, hold on.
Yeah, that always happens.
What's the clock at?
I am at 1940.
Okay, at 1912. Fuck you. 1912. Tell me, and I'll unpause it.
All right. Right now I'm at 1930. I'm counting down.
Really sneak that 1940 dig in there at me, but I said fuck you anyway.
I was actually at 1940.
I know. That's why I was like, he didn't do that on purpose, but I'm cussing him out anyway.
And plus, that can't hurt you anymore. It'd be at 1994. Okay, get ready. Here we go. Play. Hit play. Hit play.
Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at 19 right now. I mean, even me and you are a little off. It's okay, as long as we're
second or two.
Yeah, exactly. But Maddie, okay, before we get into all this, I just how about them Jets yesterday, buddy?
Man, fucking jackass fucking team. I was too mad to even text you. I was just
I
was so tired, and I was like, I got up for this shit again. Fuck.
I know, and that sucks that you have to. You actually show even more loyalty than most, as you're waking up from a night shift to put your time and effort into watching this team, only to be completely disappointed and embarrassed by the Jets.
Well, the worst part is when the alarm went off at 10:50. I literally shut it off and went, "Oh man," because I knew. I was like, It's like I'm going up for my shift in the mines. I'll come back when I bring enough coal home.
What are the Rangers' current alternate jerseys look like? Are they do they just have the kind of squared off
the big
like
shield
Ranger
and they're
logo?
blue? They're wearing that for 3 years. This is the second year. I don't think they're very impressive at all, to be honest with you. I bought one while I was back in
I hate the Devils.
Yeah, the Devils.
No, I hate the Devils alternate.
Honestly, dude,
the ones that say jersey, I hate that.
The alternate jerseys have been pretty lack. for quite a while. It seems like the only jerseys they put any real thought into were the Winter Classics. And this year's Winter Classics between Chicago and St. Louis are awful. Have you seen those?
No, I have not.
The Blues one looks like it was drawn by like your
I have
7-year-old
not.
niece. It literally just says like St. Louis across the thing and a stripe. And the Chicago one's just not very creative either. I mean, I don't know. The funny thing is,
I mean,
with
I
your
didn't mind. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, your team has like with the Albany River Rats back when I think they were your minor league team for a long time. They had some great little weird different designs and with like Devils like logos on them and stuff back in the day. And I was like, why don't the Devils ever just snag some of that shit and put it on there? Because you guys have some great stuff, and your color scheme, I mean, it's fantastic. I'll deny that in court, but the red on black looks so good. It's so easy to do shit with.
One thing I do want to say is I when I said I don't like the Devils alternate, I want to make it clear to everybody that I'm talking about the one where it says jersey and script across the front. I didn't hate their Winter Classic ones. I didn't think they were the best, but at least it had the Devils logo. And like for me, it's the logo because just like the Whalers, it's a clever logo.
Yeah.
Logo.
Oh, yeah.
And so why fuck with that? And just, you know.
No, like I say, I may hate the team, but you know the color scheme and the design of the logo and everything. The Devils really are solid. I mean,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in our Islanders correspondent. What's up, Murdo?
Let's go Islanders.
This motherfucker took a wrong turn.
I almost put on like a fisherman's looking hat.
Gay wad.
Yeah. It would have
I actually don't mind the old Fisherman Islander logo.
I just like it because it's so revered. Like everyone hates it so much, so reviled that like it's easy for Rangers and Devils fans to make fun of. But I'm always kind of like, yeah, you know, whatever. It's part of like the tri-state lore now. You know what I mean?
I was embarrassed, Maddie, when they came out with that whole uniform and logo. I was just like, what? Oh my god, I can't. How am I rooting for this? It was bad. I am not a fan of the Fisherman.
Oh, I just remember the fish sticks chants.
Oh, here we go. Shit. Here we go. I thought we were gonna get our first fight.
I think we are.
Oh no, yeah, here it comes. Here it comes.
A man, Vinny Trocheck.
I fucking love hockey.
It's a horse collar. It's a horse collar.
Like,
Throw the flag. Throw the flag.
Roughing the passer.
One of my favorite things about hockey is the way the refs can get kind of creative. Like if the two guys like get together and he got right in the fucking button with that one. When the two guys will like square up, but they don't drop the gloves, and the refs are like, we got to penalize them for something. And one of the refs ones is like 47 and 16, 2 minutes each for dancing.
That's funny. The problem is that's Paul Cotter right there, and he needs to worry more about scoring as opposed to fighting because he's gone quite a long time without a goal. So I appreciate his fire.
Campaigned for that one. I mean, he was all up in his shit. Look at him.
Who are you?
All over him. Let him know you're there.
Was it last year? Was it last season when the Devils and Rangers were playing and everybody they dropped the puck and everybody just dropped their gloves and just started fighting?
Yeah. And the funniest thing about that is, so I think the players all forgot the rule, which was everybody but the first two guys all got match penalties and all got thrown out of the game because if you start a fight after a fight's already broken out like that, like you're gone. So, like, it was like Jimmy Vesey and somebody from the Devils got into it, and they were the only two fuckers that stayed in the right game. Everybody else for both teams got kicked out. So it was like real short bench that night.
Hey, who are your goons? Rangers got Rempe. Who are the Devils got?
Rempe's out for 8 games.
8 games? Okay. But who is your goon, though?
Are you talking to me?
Both of you guys. I don't know who the goons are.
We don't really have goons these days like that.
I was going to say the same thing. Like when in the games that I've watched this season, there have been very few actual throwdown fights, and it's been different guys.
Yeah, it's more a matter of You better be able to at least pull your shift, and then if you can throw hands, that's nice.
There it is. Hell yeah, baby. And that's a goal for the New Jersey Devils. Here we go, folks.
God, that is such a poor man's attempt at a goal song.
Wow. As soon as that played, I was like, wow, what a dick move.
It's all right. You better have the Rangers goal song keyed up.
He waited. He was up all night. He was up all night. I know.
He gave it 30 seconds of that shit like he just saved Christmas.
No. You know what it is the Devils goal song is actually rock and roll number 2, Gary Glitter, the child toucher.
Yeah, that stems from their Colorado days. They called it the Rocky Hockey song.
Yes, correct. And so that was always the song that I associated with the Devils scoring, even through the Stanley Cups. Like they kept that song into the 2000s. But I didn't want to put that on because I feel like you'd get nailed for copyright infringement on YouTube.
Copyright.
So they've had
I don't have a problem with the song though. Like I know the whole Gary Glitter thing, but you know what? I separate the art from the artist. You know what I mean? It's not like you.
I feel the same way.
I'm not paying him royalties if I play the song. So, but yeah, the copyright thing, that makes sense. We have issues.
So basically, what ended up happening? So what ended up happening is their new goal song is like meh, but the one I just played is actually the only one I kind of like, and that was from the 2014-2015 season.
I was gonna say I feel like that's an older one.
It is. It's the new like graphics, but I put in the 2014 song just because I prefer that one.
That's cool.
But if it was up to me, it'd be the Gary Glitter, rock and roll number 2. But I don't want to take the chance of getting.
And you don't really want to get copyright on a Gary Glitter song, because then you'll have some asshole who'll be like, "And this pedophile," And you're like, dude, it's a fucking Rocky Hockey song. Chill out.
Murdog, I saw you and Maddie yesterday. I popped in for a little while, and you guys were chatting it up on the Jet stream.
Yeah, I popped in there for a few minutes.
Yeah. Maddie shows love. I mean, you don't come in ever, but Maddie does.
Because most of the time I have to watch the game. Most of the time I have to watch the game on my phone and stream it to my television, because for some reason the Jets are not like just a regular Hartford broadcast. They'll cut out the Jets for 2 teams who aren't even in the area. That's how much they hate the Jets.
It's okay.
A lot of fighting going on.
Dude, your guys' coach looks like he fucking seriously shared a cell with John Gotti.
Yeah, Sheldon. Good old Sheldon.
Who is that? Sheldon Keefe?
Yep.
Well, there's no New York number 11 because that number's been retired since for 20 years, but okay.
Boy, this is. I mean.
So
there's 5 guys in the penalty box right now.
Yeah, basically you got the 2 who fought. You got Panarin and the guy he fought. You got Trocheck and the guy he fought, and then your boy number 11 tripped Zibanejad, which you'll see right over here, which is the actual call.
I think hockey players need to start having more American names.
I think your xenophobia sickens me. Racist. I don't give a fuck if your name doesn't have a vowel in it if you can score goals right now. Come on. This is why you're going to get fucking traded, dickhead.
Maddie, do you remember what the name of the when we first started doing shows together, when you first started doing the Midnite Mike show, you privately, and you don't have to say it because I don't want anyone to steal it, but you had an idea for a hockey show with a hockey title that involved like okay. I feel like I need to make like some sort of graphic like that for if we ever do this again.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. We could even call it that.
Because, like I said, if I'm available, I will always try to
It's in the
cover
private chat
Devils,
if you wanna see
Rangers,
it, Murdoch.
Rangers, Islanders, or Devils, Islanders. I don't mind trying to cover those games. And guys, if you are in here, please do me a favor. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a good idea. It doesn't fully cover the Islanders, but that's okay. The Islanders suck.
Hey,
Hey,
not nice. Not very nice of you.
Hey. Anybody in here watching, do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you want to comment, please feel free to comment. Like I said, usually this is a New York Jets channel, and I can't even keep up with the comments as they're flying around and whatnot. But,
It's a calm day today.
It's fucking 1 p.m. on a Monday.
Yeah, Snowball's probably just on his lunch break.
Right now, Devils up 1-0 in the first period with 15 people in the penalty boxes, which is nice. You know,
Standing room only in the box.
Troy Leach with a comment.
I like that. You know what we ought to do if we wanted to do a hockey one? We ought to do without visual, just a commentary of Slapshot.
Oh, I would do that. I do a bunch of hockey movies. We got a few of them there.
Slapshot to be a classic.
We could do Slapshot. We could do Miracle. We could do the Ducks.
But Slapshot.
You guys watch Troy coming in? He's a channel member and says it's 4:30 a.m. there. Do you guys watch hockey in Australia? Is hockey a thing? Or is that just like a Russia, Canada, Northern Europe kind of deal, hockey. Even US?
Oh, come on. Nice save. Up your butt, Jobu. That's what we should do for
the
baseball.
Rangers blew that power play. So hell yeah. I'll do Major League 2.
2 was actually
Troy, I'll tell you what, Troy.
For the first time.
If there's a way. No, what I was going to say is if you don't watch hockey, I would suggest giving it a chance if you could find a way, because there's no other sport like hockey. And once again, football is my top sport. Love football, love the Jets, whatever. But like you said, how many fights have there been in this game so far? Like 3 or 4?
Yeah, at least.
And there's been 5 guys put into the penalty box for egregious penalties that were fighting and tripping and whatever else it is.
These two teams hate each other.
Yeah.
If this were like a Devils, Oilers, Rangers, Predators game or something like that, it wouldn't quite be the same. So this is not indicative of every game, but when you get two teams that hate each other, that are rivals, you got it made. And this is definitely that.
I like hockey. We just don't get it live here. That's a bummer. As a matter of fact, Troy, I'm going to have to send you the link that I'm watching it on, because I'm sure it'll work anywhere. Like I told you, DB94 sent me a link that pretty much every time I've needed to watch the Jets and the Devils works.
You need to send me that link just so I have a backup.
Yeah, I need it too because I'm watching it on my phone.
Well, I'm watching it on my phone too, but it's off the link that he sent me. We were talking about rivalries. See, that's the thing. I have the Disney Hulu package.
I'm amazed you don't have ESPN Plus. If there's one dude I would think had ESPN Plus, it'd be you. Dude, it's worth it. I'm telling you right now.
Services.
If I had to move out, like say our house was being bug bombed and everything, and I couldn't log into anything from the house, the two services I'd have would be HBO Max and ESPN Plus.
Problem with that is that almost all the ones we have are the ones that my wife and the girls watch.
That's nice.
So I don't really have room for mine because I'm telling you, we have what?
Do you have YouTube TV?
Nobody can afford that shit.
Oh, it's cable.
No, I do have YouTube TV.
Okay, Mike can afford. Okay, Mike.
Bougie motherfuckers.
I have it too. I have a bundle that gives me Hulu, ESPN Plus, and something else. I can look it up for you. I got all 3 channels for one price. It's a bundle.
Yeah, it'll probably save you some money too. You could,
Yeah.
because if you have Hulu, you can cancel it and sign up with that one. My wife did that with our stuff.
I mean, I could walk you through it.
I don't know,
show you
dude. This
where
guy
to
couldn't
go.
figure out how to put a Discord link in his chat. I don't know how much fucking faith I'd give.
I don't even know what Discord is.
Jesus,
I know people talk about it.
It's a
but
great
it's just-
way to meet gay singles in your area.
Oh, okay. Like Murdoch and Clancy, how they met.
Yeah, I mean, how do you think we got our viewers? What do you think I'm doing from work?
Wow, I'm exposed. Yeah, you guys were killing me with that one yesterday. All right, let's see.
Well, the funniest thing is once you got that link up there, you just heard like beep, 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 beep for like an hour. Everybody was jumping in and commenting and shit.
Oh, the girlfriend.
Troy, I'm telling you, Troy, I'll try to send you a link.
Shoot the fucking puck, will you?
Yeah, no, Murdoch. I saw that at the end. I saw your girlfriend came on.
Oh, you
she
saw it.
She doesn't like to talk too much. She
No.
don't like to talk too much.
Is she here or is she in
She's
Germany?
shy.
She's in Germany.
Okay.
She comes here 2 to 3 times a year.
Okay.
And then I went there. So, yeah, but I was like, I was just making a joke that no one thought she was real. Whenever sees her. No, she thinks like, oh.
Well, even when you called in from that restaurant in Jacksonville, you
she
said,
was
"Oh yeah,
ducking
my
that
girlfriend's
camera.
here." You turned the camera, and she was just
She
running
ran
away.
like fucking Paris Hilton. Fucking. Oof! What a hit.
Yeah. Where is this?
Just to update everybody, if you are watching and for some reason you're not watching the game, there's about 10 minutes right now left in the first period. Rangers behind the Devils 1-0 in New Jersey. We will see. I didn't even pay attention to who scored the goal. it was probably Hughes or Pratt, but
It was Hughes.
it was it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you, it is just even to this day, it is still hard for me to watch the Devils without Marty Brodeur in that net.
It's been a long time.
I always love when people troll the Devils by wearing that Marty
I
Brodeur St.
got
Louis
another right
jersey.
there.
Because didn't he play for like 3 months for them or something?
Well, why is that trolling?
Dude, you
Yeah,
guys get
why
all
is that
bent out of
trolling?
shape when people have that on. I don't think it's hilarious.
He's the best goalie ever.
I would argue
not-
Patrick Waugh still has that, but
What about Dominic Hasek?
I mean, as much as I'd love to give it to Richter, Hasek's up there. I mean, I would go. To me, undisputed, and I'm not a Patrick Waugh fan. My wife loves the guy. I'm not a big fan. Waugh's number 1. You can make the case for Brodeur as number 2. And then, there's variables, Hasek, Richter, but it's kind of funny how you notice all those same goalies all came out of the same era. Like, I love Lundqvist.
Troy, coming in, channel member says, I still remember that Olympics game that the USA beat the USSR. You guys would know more about it than me. I think they made a movie about it. Yes, it is called Miracle. I actually watched it a week ago. I watch documentaries on it all the time. It's probably the greatest sports moment I could think of in my head. And to watch that team, that's the next jersey I want to get. I know Maddie has the Russian one, but I want to get the USA 1980 Olympics. Hold on. I'll show you this, Troy. Hold on.
I collect Soviet hockey jerseys. I have all kinds of different ones of those.
So this was one of the flags, Troy, that people were waving. It's the 1980 13th Olympic Games. This is in Lake Placid. That's from Lake Placid, the year the USA beat the USSR.
A team later decimated by giant snakes.
With Herb Brooks.
Or alligators, I believe.
Alligators.
Wasn't that movie Lake Placid? Didn't they have big ass like alligators? It was
like that crappy horror movie.
Yeah, it was a bad movie, but it's like if it's on, you're kind of like, Yeah, all right. It's only 40 minutes left. I'll finish it.
Yeah.
Boy,
You know
I
what
guess they,
crappy horror
honestly, I guess
movie
they really.
Go ahead.
What one?
No,
No, I was gonna say Tremors. But listen, I think they missed the boat on that Lake Placid movie, because imagine if they set it right during the 1980 Olympic hockey game.
That would have been cool.
You
That's
know,
a good idea.
People
That's
are
a really
coming
good
out. People
idea.
are coming out of the arena. You know,
Drunk
and
as
then all of a
shit,
sudden, giant
smoking
alligators
cigarettes.
and shit.
Fucking, you got station wagon full of kids in the back. Fucking dad's had at least 7 beers. Mom's smoking a fucking Salem menthol. I remember the 80s.
I wish I could go back to the 80s.
No shit, dude.
Just think what changes you would have made.
Oh, I'd be dead by now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
What changes would be what changes would be made in what sense?
Like, I mean, we all grew up in the 80s. I think we're all born in the 70s, or you might be like what, 80, Mike, yourself?
80. Yeah.
80. Okay, yeah. Me and Maddie were born in the 70s, but grew up in the 80s. You know, as children.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, decisions like.
I'd invest. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, imagine if you can go back in time, knowing what you know now.
Guys, wait, time out. We're talking about when we were like 6, 7, 8, and you're like, I'd invest. Like, what are you talking
about? Going
invest
back
what?
Right now, like we are, as we are.
Yeah,
I'd go live in the 80s right now.
Oh, I thought you meant go back and still be.
I'd love to be a kid again too. I wouldn't change a fucking thing there. Like I always tell everybody, you know, people now that I'm older, like, what advice would you give young people now? Which is kind of an annoying question, but the first thing I'll tell young people, especially young boys, don't hide those boners, guys. Let them know where you're at. How much of your teenage years did you try to hide all the boners you got? And now I'm sitting here going, that's why she never knew. Fly your flag. Sometimes
I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go ahead and disagree. I don't think that while you're walking around school, you should be flashing your boner.
One of us has 4
and
kids.
Here we are,
Midnite
Mike show. Yeah, we're covering the Devils Rangers. We're talking Jets, but we're also
talking dicks.
Talking about not hiding your beat.
Oh my god, come on, you guys are fucking dog shit. God, I'm glad I hate sports.
Only 1-0, Maddie. Just give it some time.
I know you guys will be up 3-0 by the fucking buzzer. Watch,
Mikey. So this might have benefited you though. Just going back to that YouTube thing, because it was Hulu, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus.
Yeah.
All in one bundle. So
when
Disney
we bundled,
Plus
it was Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus.
Yeah, you just said
it saved us a shitload of money over the course of the year, like $40-$50, like. Which
correct, but the problem is that we also have Netflix, YouTube TV, Amazon Prime, PBS Kids, Paramount Plus.
Well,
I feel like there's more.
Of those, how much do you actually watch on Netflix?
I watch none of them, but every time I try to get rid of them, my wife is like, "But the girls watch Paw Patrol on that," and then I'm like, "Okay, well, how about I get rid of this one?" Well, the girls watch this on that.
Well, then when you put the ESPN subscription on there, go, but Dad watches sports documentaries on that.
Yeah, and they get Disney Plus.
You can bundle. Again, if you already got Hulu, and did you say you had Hulu or no?
I have Hulu.
Okay, so you got Hulu and Disney already. I know you can bundle Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus together, or you could probably do Murdoch's bundle or any of them, and you're still going to end up saving money.
Yeah, and you get a channel for everybody.
Yeah,
and with
then
Disney
you don't have
Plus,
to go like sucking BitTorrent sites for fucking ESPN.
I'm not a Marvel guy. I don't watch it. I don't watch or read anything Marvel.
Are you like a superhero?
Guard your fucking tongue, Yankee boy.
Which one?
Look, I don't. I'm not a big fan of most recent. I'm not a. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Boys in the real comic book universe, DC.
I watched that too.
Okay, we're good.
Superman's my favorite.
So, what do you think of that trailer, guys? We should talk about that. Did you see the teaser?
Yeah, I was gonna go on Gorman. You know, I don't know if you guys know Charles Gorman. He has a channel like comic books and stuff.
No, I have to check him out.
No, you don't need to.
Is he bad? Is he just fucking
Yeah.
annoying or what?
He just
might be my
he's
new
one of
nemesis.
he's one of there's a group of Jake guys who just literally do everything they can to kind of just get as close to Jake Asman as they can. He's
he
one of
those
them,
guys?
but he's not an endearing one. Like, you know how Bobby Midnight's like kind of endearing?
Yeah.
You know, like he just there's something about him. Even when he hates you, you're just like, oh, Bobby, like you're
Hey,
awesome.
Troy.
You know, whatever. Yeah, just Charles isn't one of them to me. But no,
I don't
Lord
know.
Dog, I'm a DC guy, but I honestly, I'm not a huge fan of like I could give a rat's ass about these new Joker movies.
They're terrible.
The new
I'm not watching.
Superman trailer. I'm sorry, like if you're trying to reboot this series, I don't think you need to start with the dog.
I love the dog.
He's just
Let me pet
Get
that
out of
dog.
it's like an ancillary piece to the movie, as you know.
If Crypto didn't exist
Yeah, but
in
he's
the
the
comics,
whole
I would say it's
trailer.
stupid, but he's
It was
in
the whole
comics.
trailer.
Well, the one you saw.
No, I know he is, but it's.
Nah,
I only saw. Is there more than one trailer out?
No, there's
Well, it
just
wasn't
one. It's a teaser trailer.
Wasn't
Apparently,
about
there's one in the theater that's got a little bit more. My thing is, Guy Gardner is my favorite DC comic superhero. I was very skeptical of Nathan Fillion, but he has the fucking look. The only thing they need to do is shore up that fucking haircut because the bowl. It should be a bowl, not like a ice cream melt. Is how I feel like it looks. But if you guys have seen my profile picture on Twitter. That's me in high school with the bowl cut, the Guy Gardner inspired bowl cut. And I was smoking.
That's bizarre. I have one friend throughout my life who loved Guy Gardner, and I just never understood it. I mean, he's not horrible.
Well,
he's not horrible, and I think I'd rather watch or read something with Guy Gardner than Jon Stewart. But when you can go to Hal Jordan, when you could go to Hal Jordan or Kyle Rayner, I'd rather have them.
Well, here's the thing. I always like people I identify with, which are always the most unlikable people. And two, if you've never read Justice League International, which was meant to be a comedy, he's fucking hilarious in it. And that was where I first fell in love with Guy Gardner. And then if you go on to read Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run, which has Guy, Kyle, John, and Hal, and it brings back Hal from the dead. Like, it basically got me to start reading comics again. They're all great in their own way when written well. I mean, like I say, when written well, anybody can be good. I hate Deadpool and I hate Wolverine, yet Rick Remender's Uncanny X-Force, where those two are like the leads, is one of my favorite books of all time. So, and here's my thing too. I like Marvel, but not as much as DC, because a lot of Marvel gets written very poorly, in my opinion. There's a lot of really bad Marvel books that sell just on who they are. But Marvel can make some amazing shit, and Marvel has. You read Frank Miller's Daredevil run, you read Brian Michael Bendis' Daredevil run. There's a lot of good shit that Marvel's put out. It's just a little harder to find because Marvel will send you 50 fucking Deadpool books to read every week and quietly have an amazing fucking like Nightcrawler miniseries that no one's heard of until it's too late.
Well, you know what it is for me? I think for me, DC has a lot more relatable characters. So I understand Superman is an alien, but he just looks like a guy. Like Clark Kent works a regular job, whatever. Batman is a regular guy. All the Green Lanterns are, well, obviously, except for when you get into the yeah. But all like Kyle Rayner, Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, those are just guys who put on rings, and then all of a sudden they have these powers. So so when you get, I think that's the only Marvel I ever actually went out of my way to read is I did read some of is it Ultimate Spider-Man? But I like that once again, Peter Parker's just a kid who ends up getting bit and getting these powers.
That original Ultimate Comics universe was so good. I mean, almost everything in that was great. The Ultimate Fantastic Four was good. The Ultimates, which is their version of the Avengers, is phenomenal. The first two, the third series is dog shit, but remind me. I can recommend you some decent Marvel to read that you'll really like.
Troy coming in says, "Gotta go, boys. Have a great Christmas. I'm off the grid a few days. Troy, if you're still here, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you and your family. It must be different down there because it's like summer in the Southern Hemisphere and your toilets swirl the opposite direction.
Well, if he's off the grid and he's from
enjoy
Australia,
your
that means he's the killer from Wrong Turn.
But it could be a possibility. Nightshade, what's up, man? How you doing? What's up, boys? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you also. To you also. We're about to end the first period. I think there's like a minute left, right? Or is it over?
Or about a minute or two.
Yeah, it's a little bit over a minute.
Yeah. As soon as we get to that first intermission, I want to talk to these guys a little bit more about that Jets game from yesterday. Because once again, tomorrow night, our normal Tuesday 10 p.m. show, we will not be here. We will be spending time with friends, family. But Murdoch, Mike, if he has some time, he might be going live. So check out _Jets stream. And if you're waiting for Santa to climb down your chimney and you don't know what to do and you're bored and you're like, hey, I need some entertainment. There you go. Murdoch will hopefully be around.
I show boobs.
Nice.
That's if we
all love that. Yeah.
You were selling that your girlfriend was going to be on there doing that yesterday. You were desperate for viewers.
Yeah. Well, you know me.
She was there.
I don't even have 100 subs yet. So.
Not that way.
What do you mean not that way?
Let's just say he was saying that she would be on there in a certain
attire.
Oh, Murdoch.
Yeah, he was pimping.
You were selling off your girlfriend from Germany.
Oh, we got some comments. We got issues.
Whatever it takes.
That's what I like about him. Murdoch's when you got to get down.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You grab a shovel type of guy. Sam Carrick, I love this kid. I don't know where they found this guy.
Yeah, get off this. Did they have you guys on a split screen at the start of this fight too?
No.
They cut us. They cut me to the side to a half commercial where they had the fight tiny here and then this commercial big over here, and now they're back. I mean, now I'm just watching them pound each other. And I love everyone they're just pounding each other.
They all seem like a bunch of siblings. You know how siblings always.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it because you just lose your shit on your brother and just fucking.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the little thing, like like you walk past your brother and like you just throw a shot at him, like fucking dick, and then he hits you back, and then next thing you know you start like wrestling and.
One of the funniest things ever is I was watching my sister's kids, and this was before I had kids, so this was a long time ago, and they were like 5 and 3 maybe, or maybe 4 and 7. I can't remember. They're young enough that they could do each other a little damage, but not hurt each other. And my niece is sitting there watching TV. She's just looking at the TV. She, like on the ground like this, when you're laying on your stomach as a kid. And her brother, who's at least a foot shorter than her, he's the younger one, just walks by and fucking stomps on her fucking leg for no fucking reason at all. And like, having not had kids yet, I was like, what the fuck was that? And he did like the fucking stomp and grind where, like,
dig the heel in.
Yeah, like, and I remember being like, Max, what the fuck are you doing? He looked at me like I was the one who was fucked up and walked away. She yelled at him, and I was like, she started crying. I was like, you got to pay him back for that shit, right? She's all crying. She's like, I can. I was like, hey, dude, I don't see your mom.
Yeah, I was the little brother, so I took the brunt.
Did you guys? Excuse me. Did you guys see the slow mo of that fight?
No, they didn't. They didn't put it up.
Well, I don't know if it was slow mo, but it was.
Oh, okay. So they were showing it here, man. And Dylan was coming down, he's slipping the punch, coming back and nailing him. But then eventually, they were getting some good straight punches to the side of the head.
That was a pretty even keel fight right there.
I enjoyed it. That was a good one.
Indeed. Ooh, all right, I got a few minutes before I got to take a little miss to
stop
lunch.
With 1 second left.
I love when they do that. Now I got a split screen just in case I want to buy a Lexus at intermission.
Face off and period over. Like,
Here's the thing, though. I guarantee you, I can tell you what it is. At some point, there was a game where they were going to blow it off, or whatever, and somebody scored with like 0.08 of a second left off a face-off, and rather than deal with the heat of God forbid that fucking happens again, just drop the puck and get on with it. It's just like the Jets Heidi game. Nobody expected them to come back and fuck up the Jets except Jets fans, and they did, but they cut away to Heidi and nobody saw it. So we bitch about the purity of sport. We got to deal with it when we think it's annoying.
Here we go, folks. We are at the first intermission, heading into the second period momentarily. But until we get there, like I've told everybody watching, this is a New York Jets show, and usually me and Maddie and Murdog are here talking New York Jets. We won't be here Tuesday night because it's Christmas Eve, but we're going to talk some New York Jets right now, especially while we still have Maddie. Guys, that game yesterday, the Jets controlled the clock. They controlled the ball.
They controlled everything.
Now they did. It's not like the score. It's not like they had this massive, score.
No, but they weren't letting them run
like
roughshod all over them either. They just
correct.
They take their fucking foot off the gas and it falls apart. And again, how many games do we got to lose where missed kicks are a factor?
Yeah, it's been an unsettling position.
And you know what? Carlson was doing good. Yeah, Carlson was doing good ever since he got on the team, but then he's doing what everybody else does, and he just falls off and crumbles. And to miss, and I said this in my reaction video, it is unacceptable to miss point after attempts. To me, that's absolutely unacceptable for any NFL kicker. And I said in my video, back in the 80s and 90s, and people are coming on being like, you realize that it was 10 yards closer. I'm like, I don't care if it's 10 yards closer. I don't care if it's a 20-yard extra point or a 30-yard extra point. My whole thing is that if you can't make a 30, now I understand if there's a bad hold or if there's crazy hurricane winds or you're in a foot of snow, but none of that was the case yesterday when he missed the point after or the field goal, both of which would have made the game a lot closer and potentially a win. It's just so fucking frustrating. And the Jets had control of that game through almost 3 quarters and then just crumbled in the fourth.
Yeah, it defies logic. You're a professional football player and you take your foot off the gas like that? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it felt like we were just fending them off the whole time. And it was like the dam was going to break at some point.
Yeah.
We were waiting for it, right?
Fucking punishing, dude. I mean, the worst part of it is that, it sucks so bad that all of us are to the point where we can never feel safe. Being a Jets fan is like living in the zombie apocalypse. Nothing is safe. Some shit is just safer than others.
Yeah, we go back to that game.
Once again, yesterday we didn't have Quinn in yesterday, and we didn't, and obviously Jermaine Johnson's out for the season. Do you think having Quinnen in the game and Jermaine along with Will McDonald, who seems to be the only guy who can get to the quarterback, do you think that having Jermaine, if we had Jermaine this season, would our defense be, how much better would our defense be?
I don't think he's a game changer, but I think he's solid.
It certainly would help, but
yeah.
Dog, like it's another piece of the puzzle that would definitely help us see the bigger picture, but it's not the end of the world. But right now, there's nothing that this fucking team can do that will make me happy. Everything sucks.
Yeah,
so frustrating. And Aaron too. Like I've been giving Aaron a lot of credit over the past few weeks. He's been having great games, 300-yard games, multiple touchdowns. This game, he almost hit 300 yards, only 1 touchdown. But if he wasn't trying to force the fucking ball to Davante Adams for that touchdown, because he wanted that 500th touchdown to go to Davante Adams, I feel like we would have scored a touchdown. He was literally forcing it to Davante. Like if you look at the targets.
Like I'm telling you, that shit's gonna.
I don't think so.
Garrett to fucking demand a trade. No, he's fucking pissed.
Yeah, but what would Aaron care? Aaron's probably like, I got 1 year max left here. I don't care.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? Let me ask you this.
Same with Davante.
Let me ask you this: if Garrett Wilson says either he goes or I go, who are you going to keep?
Garrett.
There you go.
Yeah, Garrett.
Yeah, so that's my point. Is either they fix this shit between him and fucking Rodgers, or you're gonna let fucking I would take the $49 million in dead cap space to keep fucking Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, because you're only gonna have Devontae and Aaron for another year or two max.
Yeah,
I don't even know if Devontae
thing
has
is
another
that we
year on
have-
his
we-
contract.
No, I mean the ability to bring them back.
Yeah, and
No,
that's my point,
I think
But if I'm the GM and Garrett Wilson says to me, if you resign
Devontae
Adams and I want out of here, buy Devontae.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But I also think that we have Garrett for 2 more seasons. So if we just say to him, look, Garrett, we're doing a try to win now situation. You got 1 more season with Rodgers and Devontae, and then after that, we'll have.
Well, I'm glad you lagged out because
No.
I wanted to stop you anyway. The second you tell me I want to waste a year of your fucking career to make Devontae Adams happy, I'm like, trade me to the fucking Patriots or the Bills so I can shove it up your ass every year. Abso-fucking-lutely not.
It's not to make Devontae happy.
It doesn't
It's not
matter.
to make Devontae happy.
No.
He's an outstanding player.
He is an outstanding player. But if you're telling me, oh, just be cool for another year because your buddy Aaron and his buddy Devontae are going to make sure they find each other first, no, I'd be like, fuck that shit. I'm in here to play fucking football. You want me to give this dog shit franchise another chance by letting me be second fiddle to a dude who I'm at least on par with as far as I'm concerned. And I'm supposed to just be like, oh, that's fine. I'll just take a back seat to these motherfuckers that are old and didn't win a shit last year either. No. I'm 100% with Garrett Wilson on this. And if that's how it goes down, I will get a Garrett Wilson jersey for whatever team he fucking goes to, and I will root for Garrett Wilson when they play the Jets. I would be so fucking angry with this franchise.
I think it's on both of them. I think
No, I'd be mad. I would be mad too. I would be mad too if they got rid of Garrett. That's the thing. Like, I don't want Garrett to go, but it's like, do you want to? Do we have a better chance next season? Now, think about this realistically. Do we have a better chance next season with Aaron and Devontae, or with Tyrod and no Devontae? No, I mean, we don't have anybody. If we get rid of Devontae, we have no receivers that are even Lazard. Snowball brought it up earlier. He after this injury, he became the drop king again, and he's been dropping passes left and right. He can't hold on to shit.
He's not coming back.
No, that's what I'm saying. But who do you have? If you get rid of Devontae, then all we have literally is Garrett Wilson,
your fucking amazing wide receiver that you drafted, who's been a hometown, who's been very loyal to the organization, is all go Jets all the time. And you go, well, just so you know, we're going to make sure that we keep this guy, and you're probably going to see the ball less because they're friends.
I think this wouldn't be an issue if we were winning.
And they're not. And if they continue this way, I don't see them winning shit next year if I don't see massive overhauls. And in the front office and the coach. And the fact of the matter is, I don't care, though. If I'm Garrett Wilson, I'm going, this is what I've seen from this team. I see me making highlight catches. I see him making good catches, too. But when I'm wide the fuck open and he's trying to force the ball to him when he's double covered or whatever, just so he can be the guy that catches his 500th touchdown, who's the team player here?
Right.
It ain't fucking Rodgers.
Yeah,
no, and I completely agree with that. Like, especially yesterday, he was forcing it to Devontae, and there was a I don't know if it was the first game Devontae showed up or the second. He was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So there's been like 3 games since Devontae's been here where he was outwardly forcing the ball to Devontae when he had other guys available to catch the ball. I mean, not that they're all great. Garrett is, but you never know what you're going to get with Lazard or Conklin or Rucker. You never know.
Well,
I mean, get it to Brees. Brees is like they said yesterday that Brees was the.
But here's the problem: Ulbrich can't really fucking.
Yeah, he's like the third in running back.
Because he's not going to be here next year as the head coach.
No.
So you can't really like if Salah were still here, like he at least, well, you'd assume he's got his job next year. Could pull Aaron Rodgers aside and be like, I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but you can make a lot of money from that fucking bench if you keep playing like this. What's Ulbrich going to say? The same thing, only he'll be like, Okay, so you'll bench me for 2 fucking games, whatever. You know, the Jets have neutered themselves so badly this season with so many different things. But as far as I'm concerned, Rodgers, with that forcing it to Devontae shit, that's just as big a factor as missed kicks. I mean, how many times did you see Garrett Wilson's wide open? He's forcing it to Devontae. That's not a team player. That's a selfish guy who wants to pad his stats and make his buddy happy. And I mean, I'm sorry, I cannot see another argument for this. And with that, because I like to quit while I'm ahead, I am going to take my daughter out to lunch because it is 12 o'clock in the Mile High. Boys, I hope you're well. I will probably shoot you some text later on, and enjoy the rest of the game. I suspect that you guys will probably win 5-2.
Wow.
All right. Well, nice prediction. I'll take that prediction. Thank you, Matty.
Right, later.
I appreciate it. All right. There he goes, ladies and gentlemen. And follow him on Twitter at Matty Jets, Matty Jets. And Murdoch, you don't hang out on Twitter a lot, do you?
Hang out on Twitter? What do you mean?
I don't feel like and once again, it may be because I don't see, a lot. I don't feel like I see the things I want to see on Twitter. I think that's a problem with Twitter or X. But do you do a lot of posting or anything on X?
A lot of posting. No, if I see something, I'll share it to a group. I was in a politics group. If I saw something, I'm not a big poster. I'm more of a sharer. Like, send a link to a group or something, interesting stuff.
Like retweeting and shit?
No, not retweeting it necessarily. Just is that what they call it? No, just like kind of if I see something, I'll like hit the button to send it to specific people. And I've done that in your chat too, your group. But that's usually what I do. But I'm not like a poster. You know what I mean? Like I might reply on some people's
I feel
comments here and there, but I like to look at Twitter. I'm not really doing Twitter.
I'm the same. No, I'm actually the same way, Murdoch. I'm the same way. Yeah, I usually just peruse Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, and very rarely do I actually make a post. But for those of you watching, Matty does. So there'll be times when he'll be watching games and he will be posting. So I'd say that out of the three of us, you'll probably get the most content out of Matty. And that's once again at Matty Jets. I'm at Midnite Mike Show, and I've got to get more on it, Murdoch, because, as a content creator, I feel like, what, you're out?
No, I'm going to refill my cup.
Yeah.
I'm going to get another coffee. I'm just letting you know. I'm not
okay, go ahead. All right. We are about to hit the second period of the Devils Rangers from New Jersey, from the Rock. And we had a score in the first period. Jack Hughes, one of our top scorers, I believe it's Hughes and Bratt and Heischer are our top scorers, assists, whatever. But yeah, the score came pretty early in the period. I don't know exactly when, because obviously we were all sitting here talking. But if you are here to watch the New Jersey Devils and the Rangers, or at least coverage of it, you'll get it. But you're not going to get play-by-plays here. This isn't Mets. You go check out Mets channel when you want to get play-by-play coverage. He'll cover everything, and he does baseball, football, wrestling, you name it. Mets 2128. Here we'll give you highlights. We'll tell you when people score. We'll obviously watch the fights, which there have been plenty of. They've been very plentiful in this game so far, in only one period of play. The Devils and the Rangers, I'm thinking we've had 3-4 fights, and probably at one point there were 5 guys, 3 in the Devils penalty box, 2 in the Rangers, and then towards the end, with like less than 2 minutes left, there was another fight. Dylan and I don't know who it was for the Rangers, and they were throwing haymakers at each other, and they both ended up just going out to the. I don't think they were kicked out or ejected, but it was like their 2 minutes. They would have been in the penalty box anyway before the end of the period, so they just obviously got off the ice. Murdoch is back, and we are almost back to start the second period.
Yeah, I'm watching on my phone. I had
I am too.
About what we were just talking about with the Jets. I would say when I was saying that they're both wrong in the situation, meaning Garrett and like Aaron. Garrett has to realize that Devontae makes it life easier on him, because now they have another big threat to worry about. It should free him up a lot more. With that being said, Aaron really can't just focus on Devontae. Like, I'm a Rodgers defender, if that's what's really happening, because that's what it looks like. I can't defend him on that. You're causing a division with a wide receiver, a young wide receiver who wants to be great. He's a good kid, but he has like an immaturity to him, and with the outbursts to where everyone could see it. It's not behind closed doors. He's like, I spoke about this, I think, on my stream or maybe your show. You can't do that if you want to be a leader. So, but he does it, and it's been more than once. It's been more than twice. So Aaron has to I don't want to say coddle, but there's another word that sounds like.
But he shouldn't have. That's the thing, though. That's the thing, though, Murdoch. He shouldn't have to, because Garrett. I hate players who don't get enough catches and then they throw a temper tantrum on the sideline. Like you said, it's okay to be upset about something like that, and that's okay to bring it into the locker room and talk to Aaron about it there, or talk to the coaches there about it. But to do it on the sideline is just plain immaturity. And Garrett needs to get rid of that if he doesn't. Because once again, I feel like that's something Keyshawn used to do too, and that's why people. That's why people gravitated towards Wayne Corbett and liked Wayne Corbett more. And chances are, why the Jets were like, "Yeah, you want to go to the Bucks? All right, go ahead." Like, we're not going to match that.
Get out of here with him. Yeah, that's how I felt with Keyshawn. I was just like, get this fucking guy. I don't care if he was the first pick in the draft. He's an asshole. I remember feeling that way about Keyshawn. And I loved Corbett because he just like hard nosed, catch the ball, go back to the huddle. I mean, Garrett, here's the problem.
Never complained, ever. Corbett was just literally a team player through and through, and he is considered one of the best Jets of all time because of that.
Yeah, and he's the guy who went over the middle and took the shots. So Keyshawn was down the sideline, like I didn't see toughness in him. Corbett was like the epitome of toughness for a little guy taking all those shots. It ended his career ultimately, but he held on to the ball all the time. That's another thing. And we were like impressed that like, wow, that little dude on the field getting crushed and he holds on to the ball, makes big third down catches. He was like the king of the third down pass. He was like, it's like he would have been perfect on the Brady Patriots, because I said one time, maybe like a year ago, like Edelman and Amendola and what's the other guy's name? Like Wes Welker, they could thank their careers to Wayne Corbett, because he showed the NFL like little white receivers could be put in the slot and succeed. They didn't really get the chance because they didn't have the burner speed. But he was like, watch how productive he was, opened the door for them to let other guys do that on other teams. That's just my opinion. I remember somebody said, like, no, Steve Largent was the first. And I was like, Steve Largent was primarily a slot guy.
Not like Corbett. And like, I saw a story about how or an interview maybe where Corbett was talking about how he went out to dinner with Welker and Edelman, and they called him the Godfather. They called Corbett the Godfather because he invented that sort of short yardage in the slot across the field, getting hammered, but making the catches. And, once again, like I don't think there'll be another Jet that I love as much as Wayne. Now, Vinny, but Wayne Corbett's different. Wayne Corbett is a Jet. Vinny is a Jet, but he played with other teams, did whatever. Corbett is like, he's a Jet. You know what I'm saying? So
I have a story for you, but that's for offline about Corbett. I'm not going to say.
I hope it's a good story.
Depends on who.
Johnny Boy in here says fucking Rangers. Hey man, Johnny, it's only the beginning of the second period. So not that I don't think the Devils will win. I do, but don't get, it's been a great game. If you've been watching, there's been a lot of fighting, and I love the fighting. And Stack channel member coming in saying, let's see here. What's this Jets talk? What happened to hockey? Hey, we were in an intermission, man. And we're talking hockey, we're talking Jets. Like I said, this is not like a Mets 2128 coverage of the game where he goes play by play on everything that's going on. This show is here to make up for us not being live tomorrow night on Christmas Eve. We wanted to give you content, and when you have the Devils and the Rangers playing, and me and Maddie have always wanted to, Maddie was in here earlier, me and Maddie have always wanted to try to do some hockey coverage or some baseball coverage, like here and there, just different stuff. So I figured this would be a great point. And then we have Murdoch, who's an Islanders fan. So anytime maybe the Devils play the Islanders or the Rangers play the Islanders, if we're available, we'll come on and we'll cover some of the game or something like that. But yeah, that's what we're doing here. Stack, we could talk about anything. I don't know if you were here deep into Saturday night show, but we got into some crazy talk. And that's kind of like what the Midnite Mike show is all about. So let me bring this back up because we are officially in the second period. It is still 1-0 Devils with about what is that? 18:45 I got left in the period. So we're about 2 minutes in. How many more fights you think we got, Murdoch? Start like for the second period. So the first period there had to be like 4.
Yeah.
What do you think we got in the second?
I think it'll die down. It's also going to depend on how this game goes. Like if it's a one-sided game, the team getting beat up is going to start fights. You're good for at least another 2 fights. At
frustrated
least.
And whatnot.
Yeah, like Maddie said, you guys are going to win 5-2. If it's 5-2 in the third period, like late in the third period, I think you're going to start seeing some fights. You're going to see a lot of pushing and shoving. You're going to see the losing team start instigating a bit more, looking for the fight.
Come on, baby.
But like Huge just wrote, probably won't fight until the third, to be honest. Like, in a way, I agree with that because you don't really want to put yourself in the penalty box when the game is, you know what I mean? Unless you're trying to start a fight.
Right now, for everyone watching, the Rangers just blew another power play. Devils are at full strength. What? Oh, woo! Yeah, I'll tell you. Sometimes he blows it, but Jacob Markstrom, Devils goalie. Every game I watch him, I am he has some great saves. Like he is a good goalie, and I don't know. Oh, come on, that wasn't even a hit. Yeah, hit. Knock. There's going to be another fight. There's going to be another fight, Murdoch. I could see a brewing right now. Guys, if you're coming in, hit that thumbs up button. I really do appreciate it. Just let people know that we are live, and if they want to catch it, and if you want to talk about anything that's not hockey or not the Jets, or if you have a question about the Jets, because this is deep down a Jets channel, please feel free to put that in the comments section, and we will talk about it. And I did drop the link to be able to get in here. Now I don't see it. I think it's in there. But that's for any of you. But I just figure if Mets ends up showing up, he'll want that link. So there it is. Okay, it's in there.
I thought Mets was in the. Mets is in the. He was in the chat. You see the private one?
I don't think so.
No, that's Maddie. Maddie, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It said Maddie. I looked at it. I just read Mets. It's not Mets. It was Maddie. Sorry. Thought the whole time that was Mets.
That was Maddie's idea. In that private chat, that's his idea for if we do a random hockey show every now and then, the name of it. He brought that up to me like a year ago, and I was like, that's a pretty good name. I like that. Huge Johnson comes in, says probably won't fight again until the third period. I don't know if you're watching what I'm watching. There's a lot of what could be called slashing, tripping, bumping, whatever you want to. I mean, these guys are. There's a lot of like little cheap shots people are taking. Oh, and the Devils almost scored on the Rangers power play. There was a breakaway, and the Devils went. I thought he was going to get it on the rebound. Come on, Devils, put another one on the board. I want to play the Devils goal horn.
Yeah.
So how long did your girlfriend? Say it again.
So what do you think? Power play goal?
I hope so. I mean, I hate to waste a power play, and I think this is the Devils' first power play goal because every other time they were both put in the penalty box. I think the Rangers have had 2 power play opportunities during this game. But I hate when they blow a power play and it looks like it's counting down. It's not. Yeah, they only got 10 seconds left on my screen.
Yeah, huge. Always a chippy game.
There we go.
With a tri-state.
Hell yeah! There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on, folks.
That power play did not look like it looked bad for most of it.
Well, right at the end, literally with about a second left on the clock, the New Jersey Devils score and make this game 2-0.
They cleared the puck.
Love it.
The Rangers cleared the puck, and the power play was about to end.
Yeah,
Wow.
it came in like the last second.
That's a very
But there it is.
team.
Devils 2, Rangers 0 here in the second period. I just want this because I don't know when the Capitals are playing, and I can't even look it up right now. But this would put the Devils back in first place by 1 point. But once again, that all depends. Are the Capitals playing today? Because if they're playing today and they win, then I might have to watch that game if they're playing. If anybody's in the chat can let me know when the Capitals' next game is, that'd be great.
Rangers can't go.
And this is by the way, I want to point out once again, this is my only Devils jersey. I've had it since the 90s. And to prove it, look at it's back when, where is it? Somewhere on here. Yeah. It's back when Starter made the jerseys. That's why it doesn't have the ties and everything right here.
Oh yeah.
One of these days, I am going to get a nice new Devils jersey.
Yeah, it's getting.
Man, the Devils are just controlling this.
You gotta be careful though.
How far are you? How far are you ahead of me?
They just, I don't know. They just started pulling and tugging on each other. That's what I said. It's getting a little chippy. Now I just got to a commercial break.
Thank you, Huge. Thank you,
What's
Huge
going on?
Johnson.
You're behind me?
Love saying that on my show.
Huge.
Yeah, I'm probably behind you by about 20 to 30 seconds.
Really? Did they start doing a little? I just had a scuffle and then they cut to commercial.
Yeah, I just went to commercial.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm probably about 20, 30 ahead of you then.
When we get back, I'll tell you what the time is. I'll tell you what the time is on the clock. If you want to, pause and whatever. I mean, I don't care if you're ahead. Doesn't bother me as long as I don't mind when people are ahead, but stack if you're watching or if you watch this on the replay, Mr. I'm ahead by 20 seconds and react to every single thing that happens. No, I don't want that. But if you can contain, and I feel like you can contain because these aren't your teams, Yeah,
no, even even if it was my team, I'm not I'm just like, yes. I'm a subdued, I'm an internal festive guy. Outward, I keep my emotions in check for the most part. Except for when Soto was hitting playoff home runs and Stanton was hitting playoff home runs. But even then, maybe I was a little subdued. I think I was just like internally euphoric. Like, oh, thank God.
I don't know. We were both live when the Yankees won the American League Championship, and I had a good time with that. Such a good time. And I ended up fucking up the stream, and we had to come back on for another like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was fun. It's fun to win.
It is fun to win, and I'll tell you, I'll be honest. There's a few things that bother me, and I was talking about it earlier. The Devils alternate black jerseys where it says Jersey and script across it. I fucking hate that jersey. But I also hate that the Devils play on MSG. That's like the Jets playing a giant stadium.
Yeah, MSG was always like a Knicks and Rangers channel, and then back in the day, the Yankees too. That was back in the day, though. It's like sports channel.
But the Rangers like legitimately play at MSG, like, and so do the Knicks. But like, to have the Devils on MSG is kind of like, ugh. It's like, I hate that little brother feeling, because the Devils shouldn't have a little brother feeling when it comes to the Rangers anymore. It's just we've kind of gotten out of that shadow a long time ago.
Yeah. I guess nobody wants to have a New Jersey Devils network.
Okay, so the Rangers are on another power play. Here's what I got, Murdog. I'm at 13:40.
Okay, I'm about 40 seconds ahead of you.
Well, if you want to pause it, just tell me what time you're at, and I'll tell you when to hit play.
Oh, is it going to reset when it goes to commercial? All right.
I have no idea. It seemed to work for Maddie.
All right. I paused it at 12:30 on the clock. And there's 38 seconds.
Yeah, you are 40 seconds ahead. I will tell you.
Well, count down. Once you get to like 12:35, 34, because then I'll hit it in sync.
Okay, not a problem. Devils still trying to fend off this power play. About a minute left in the power play. Get it out of there. Get it out of there. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay. Just to make sure what time
now we should be good, and we are going to bring in. I am at 12:15.
Okay. Just double check.
And it shouldn't restart because of commercials. But
I hope not.
As usual, folks, I knew we'd see him eventually because he is a loyal friend to this show, the Midnite Mike show. We always appreciate him. Which one should I do? Let's do this one.
Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really...
Hi, Murdog. Hi, Mike.
What's up, brother?
Not much. I mean, I just got back
What's up, man? How you doing?
Fine. Just got back helping my mom with some Christmas grocery shopping. Went to an Asian market to get some lobster.
That's what I'm doing directly after this.
Oh.
An Asian market?
Yeah, there's one in Charlotte, and we got some lobsters. Actually had lunch there. Right? We ended up having a duck, pork, and fried rice combo.
Did that come with the massage, or was that...
Nice.
No massage.
No massage. You got to get the massage.
I mean,
when you
getting a whole roast duck at this place costs $40 a bird.
You go to get a massage, they'll roast your duck for you.
I'll have the roast duck with the mango salsa.
Granted, in this case,
you guys remember that?
The duck was, the pork was barbecued as opposed to roast. Then
it still sounds good. Now you're making me want. Now you're gonna make me go check my bank account, see if I have an extra like $100 to bring home Chinese food for the family tonight. Like that really made me hungry, Mets.
Sorry.
If you want to save money, go get a bunch of lunch.
By Harris Teeter, which is a local supermarket chain in my area. They could pick up some clams, but unfortunately, they stupidly gave away the short necks that my mom had just ordered to another woman who shares her name, but never asked her last name, and now she has to go outside on the border between Concord and Charlotte to get another batch.
Wait, so they didn't have her order waiting for her, even though it was just her first name?
Someone took it. Someone with her who shares her name took her name, took the order, and stole the order.
Oh, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Mets, do you watch hockey?
Usually around January to April when the games do air on ABC.
And what is your team? Are you Islanders?
Yes, but unfortunately, Lou Lamoriello hasn't been doing anything since he fired Barry Trotz. He's been asleep at the wheel. The special units have been dog shit the last couple of years.
I have a hard time feeling your pain. I have a hard time feeling your pain because we hold Lou Lamoriello in high regard in New Jersey.
Then what?
I do too. I just want I want the Lou Lamoriello of the Devils. I want him to be the Islanders. We're not getting that version.
My problem with Lou is he's a senile codger just leaving this team to rot while he's asleep at the wheel.
Lou Lamoriello is responsible for this, Mets. I don't know if you know that.
I know he is, but I'm saying in the years he's in now, I don't think he should be running any NHL team.
Well, you think he's that out of it?
Yeah, he hardly does anything at the deadline with this team. He doesn't draft properly. He doesn't scout. He doesn't get new, fresh blood into the body. He signs players that have been here for a while to dumbass contracts.
Well, they did draft that kid, though.
The coaches have little to no clue on how to effectively run a special teams unit, whether it's the power play or the kill.
That's true. The Islanders.
Devils actually have done a great job killing Rangers power plays. That last power play that the Rangers had, that not only did the puck pop out right in front of the net and Markstrom was off to the side, but I don't know who it was, got it out of there, and I just was watching the replay on it and was like, holy shit! Like we were lucky not to have this a 2-1 game right now.
I'm just saying that ever since he pink slipped Barry Trotz, the skill and power play units have been dog shit the last 2 or 3 years for the Isles.
See,
did you guys know that the Bridgeport Islanders took on the Fisherman jersey?
I heard that.
You throw in the fact that anytime this Islanders team gets like a 3 or 4 goal lead, they take their damn skate blades off the throat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, They're like the Jets in terms of disappointment and underachieving.
Well, the other Jets are playing right now. The Winnipeg Jets. They're in the first period. I just saw it's 0-0. I don't know who they're playing. I didn't catch it. Maybe the Maple Leafs. I don't know. I forget what I saw.
Yeah, they're playing Toronto.
The Islanders give up too many shorthanded goals. And they're really prone.
They're giving up too many power play goals.
Yeah, they're just this. You're right. Their special teams is just bad. They don't score and they give up goals. And what I've noticed over the last like X amount of years is they give up goals in the last 2 minutes of like every period, especially the third.
Yeah, case in point, that Stadium Series game I called earlier this year, last season. Oh, they had like a 3-goal lead. Let the Rangers get within 1. Then they got an extra goal, and then they gave it the game-time goal, and then they gave it up in overtime. I'm getting fed up with Lou Lamoriello's lazy approach.
My biggest problem with the Islanders.
Go ahead, Murdoch.
We seem to have the same roster year in, year out. Outside of trading a lot for Bo Horvat, giving him a contract. We never get like an elite free agent. We don't make the elite trade. Like we just go with the same damn team that got stuck at the Eastern Conference Finals with Tampa 2 years in a row. And we were almost there, but we never got that piece to get us past them. Like, we don't make those moves.
And now we're stuck with the same fucking team that's gotten stomped by Carolina in round 1 the last 2 years.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. And if you look at those team that went to the conference finals twice against Tampa and almost beat them both times, those same dudes, the majority of them are on the team still.
Goal, Jack Hughes, 3-0 Devils.
Oh, you're way ahead.
You're ahead, you jerk.
I'm using a radio setup. I'm using a radio setup.
That's okay. That's okay.
Well, he said that.
I still got 2.
I'm just trying to see how much
No,
time.
it's fair. It's fair. I'm not pissed off. It is.
Well, because it was a Devil's goal, you're not pissed.
2 seconds.
I still got. That's the thing. I still got 2-0.
Yeah, me too. I got 10 seconds left on the power play.
Oh, here it comes. Here,
2 seconds on the 4-on-4.
Yeah, here it comes right here. There it is. Devils goal.
Oh man.
And the funny thing is that I did think because I knew Maddie was going to be on here. I was like, do I think that I should get the Rangers song in? And then I thought, no, there's no reason for that. There's no reason to bring in the Rangers song. Why bother doing that? It's my channel, but you know what? I think in the future I will get a Islanders and a Rangers horn, just in case.
I like the Islanders horn better.
Especially when the Rangers have come into the day losers in 7 of 10 of their last 10 or so.
Well, you know what? I don't know if you know our problems, Mets, but it seems that if you look back at this season, that if the Devils score, there's a good chance they're going to win the game, because a lot of our losses have come where we just get shut out, and there's no offensive hockey going on. We can't put the puck in the net, and it's just it turns into a disaster. So when the Devils fans are pretty bad they're almost like Jets fans, where like even though the Devils are 22-11-3 and we have 47 points, we're in second place, and after this game clearly we're going to be but 1 point, and we're going to pop into first place after this game, and then hopefully the Caps lose tonight against the Bruins. But my thing is that Devils fans will go on to Twitter and Facebook and stuff and trash the shit out of this team and be like, "Oh, same old Devils." And I'm like, last year we didn't sniff the playoffs. The Islanders and the Rangers did. They went to the playoffs, and so right now it's like, I know it's early in the season. We're in the first third of the season, but it's like right now, before the wheels completely come off the team and the Devils, let's enjoy it. Like, let's enjoy the fact that we're winning games and we're doing well, and we're, I don't know. I'm a very pessimistic fan, but I can very easily switch my optimism on if my team is doing, like, look at the Jets. They beat Jacksonville last week, and I'm on like cloud 9. They won 4 games.
In all honesty, last week when they beat Jacksonville, I was not on cloud 9. I was like, dude, at this point, any wins they get are damage control for Aaron Rodgers and nothing else. That's what I was thinking.
Mets, did you see how much he was forcing that goddamn ball to Devontae yesterday? And I think that's why we lost the game, or part of it at least. Garrett had Garrett was targeted like 4 times, maybe 5. Meanwhile, Devontae was targeted like 14 times.
And it's just if Garrett Wilson wants to leave, I don't blame him at this point because he's dealing with a quarterback who doesn't want to throw to him.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. It's frustrating because I don't mind you targeting Devontae. Let's say he targeted Devontae 11 times and he targeted Garrett 7. I don't have a problem with that. But when the discrepancy is like 14-4, there's a problem there. Like that's ridiculous.
It's basically Rodgers playing favorites. And I don't blame Garrett for basically calling him out on this. At this point, I wouldn't mind I don't think anyone's going to be bothered if they see Garrett approach Rodgers and sucker punch him.
That would not be a good thing. That would be a nice little cherry on the top of this Jets season if Garrett Wilson walks to Aaron Rodgers at one point on the sideline and cold cocks him.
That would be like the second time a Jets player punched the Jets.
Yeah. It wouldn't be the first time. Gino got a nice punch in the jaw.
Yeah, IK and Impali decided to like beat him up in the locker room over money. That was all Gino's fault, though. Not for nothing.
Gambled away a lot of money.
No. Story.
How much? No, it was like a small amount that he owed him. It wasn't like any. Yeah, it wasn't like any monster. Like he didn't owe him like $20,000.
So like the whole the Stewie Brian dynamic. Where's my money, man? You gonna give me my money? Where's my money? That's what happens, man.
Where's my money, man? Yeah. Where's my money, man?
At least he didn't.
And Mets, did you see who not only played yesterday but then got hurt? You can say it. You could say it again.
Oh my God! They killed Kenny.
You bastards!
Wow.
He came in and just got crushed.
So did Jalen Hurts, and I don't expect him to play this coming week against Dallas.
No, I think Pickett said he's good to go. I think he said he's good to go.
But isn't the rule that if you get concussed, you gotta wait a week?
No, you gotta get cleared.
Yeah, it's just a concussion protocol clear.
The story with the IK thing and Gino was having like a camp for kids or something, and he invited IK out, and he told him, "Listen, I'll give you money for coming, and I'll pay for your flight or something." And he was like, "All right, I'll reimburse you." So he went, and Gino never paid him or reimbursed him. So,
what was the total? Like, I know it wasn't a lot. It was like a couple $100.
It was insignificant. Yeah, it was minor. Whether it was a couple thousand, 10,000 or less, whatever it was. The fact that the starting NFL quarterback shafted a lesser player on the depth chart, like who doesn't have a contract like that. He just is disrespectful, and they just didn't have respect for Gino to where he, went after the quarterback. That's what I'm saying. It's Gino's fault. Like, you promise a guy something and you don't follow through, especially when you have the means. And he did you a favor in the first place.
Is there a reason Quick is in the crease over Shesterkin today?
It just might be his day off. Maybe his burnout. Maybe they don't want to play him too many games in a row.
Well, the worst part is like Murdoch. I'm watching on my phone, so it's hard for me to even see who scores. So I know Jack Hughes has 2. I don't know. What was it?
Timo Meyer has
Timo Meyer had the second goal.
Yeah, okay. He had the second goal, and then Hughes scored again on the third. But yeah, I can't even see. It's so tiny that I can't even see numbers. Like, I'm having a hard time even knowing who's on the ice at this point.
And all I'm using is this. Grant, I'm using the radio app.
Can you hear the radio broadcast, or is it just you're just seeing the stats?
I can hear the broadcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have this where I could put it under this headphone and I could hear the game, but it was so distracting that I had to pull it out. Like it was just too distracting to try to talk, listen to you guys, talk to the people in the comments section and things like that, and also have the game in my ear. So I'm just watching it on silent. And every now and then, like when Maddie had it on, and now with Murdoch, I can kind of hear a little bit of the game, which is okay. It's just a little enough where I know we won't get in trouble for it.
What I want to know is why they moved the Winter Classic this year to New Year's Eve instead of New Year's Day.
Sure, scheduling was beneficial.
Well, if you're wondering which game it is, it's the Blues and the Blackhawks at Wrigley. Not the first time.
Dude, I love going to ballparks, and I actually went to Wrigley Field twice back in the 90s, and I love Wrigley Field, and to ice that up and have a nice hockey game, that'd be a fun game to go to. I'll tell you that.
They did it back in 2009.
Okay, I'm not saying that they haven't done it before. What I'm saying is that I was there back in the 90s, and I very much enjoyed the old time atmosphere of Wrigley Field, and I think it'd be cool to have that old school style outdoor hockey in Wrigley Field. Huge Johnson coming in says Rangers have the best goal song or best goal song. Guys, punctuation. Too bad we don't get to hear it much anymore. Yeah. Well, we haven't been able to. I don't have it, but I will get it for in the future. So I will do that. Although this still is my channel, and I don't want to necessarily allow a Rangers goal. Even if the Rangers are at home and the Devils are visiting, I'd still be playing the Devils goal horn when the Devils score, and then nothing for the Rangers. And I was nice last year, Mets. I don't know if you remember, but him and Johnny Boy, Matty and Johnny Boy used to come on and just talk Rangers as the Rangers were in the playoffs, and I would just pull myself out and let them talk, and I had a whole background ready for it. I'll bring that up. So I don't want people to think I'm unfair or anything, but last year during the
conference finals,
Stanley Cup playoffs, Johnny Boy and Matty would always come. What? Say that again?
Oh, Rangers are about to have a power play ended on a bench that occurred on a too many men on the ice bench minor on the Devils again. But the power play's over.
And it looks like you're about 20 to 30 seconds ahead of me, but it does look like they're going to kill the power play right here because I'm seeing it run out. But folks, when they would get on, I would literally pull myself out of the room. You wouldn't see me anymore, and it would just go to Johnny Boy and Maddie with this background. So look, I tried to do the nice thing and whatnot, but it's my show. I'm covering the Devils. The Devils are my team. I'm a Jersey boy, and so it is what it is. There's going to be a little bit of preferential treatment towards the New Jersey Devils. Hey, Mets, how about the fucking Giants getting fucking hammered yesterday?
At least Jacksonville lost, so now we're the top pick. We got top pick.
Oh, yeah, because Jacksonville lost to the Raiders.
In the background out of the Prudential.
They're playing what?
Cody's entrance theme.
Does he use a real song like CM Punk, or does he have his own like created?
It's a downstate.
Jim Johnson.
It's a downstraight tune.
What?
It's from Downstraight. It's a rock band.
All right, folks, we are about 1 minute. I have 1 minute, 15 seconds left in the second period. Devils up 3-0. Devils have killed every Rangers power play. And then, obviously Hughes with 2 goals, still looking for a goal from Paul Cotter. He hasn't scored in so long, and he's one of our guys that needs to score because Hughes and Bratton, he sure shouldn't be doing the whole thing. But hey, I can't complain. Once again, if the Devils were losing, I'd be more pissed off about it. But the only thing Cotter's had in this game so far is a pretty knockdown, drag out fight. So I appreciate the energy that he's putting forth and for the team. And this second period, there have definitely been a lot less fights.
Second period's over on my end.
All right, there you go. Second period ends, and the Devils and the Rangers at 3-0 with the Devils leading, looking to get back into first place over the Capitals. The Capitals, of course, have a game later tonight against the Boston Bruins. Hey, Mets, do you know if that's in Boston?
Yes, it is.
Okay, hopefully that'll give the Bruins a little bit of
The Bruins
little bit of juice. God,
whenever they get to the playoffs. I mean, remember a couple of years ago, greatest regular season ever, ultimate President's Trophy winner, and they fucking blow it to Florida.
Well, to be fair, Mets, a lot of people who get the President's Trophy end up blowing it. I mean, that's a normal thing at this point.
True. Even the Rangers have had it times lately, and they've blown it.
I'll tell you right now, I do love Markstrom's goalie helmet. I mean, I deep down, I'll never like one more than Brodor's. It was simple, easy, to the point. But this one where the mask is the mouth of the Jersey Devil, and his eyes are up top, and there's the fangs up here, and at the bottom, it does look cool. So I have to give him that. All right, let's bring Murdoch back in here.
You guys, Mikey, you're a little early in the season to be like standing watching.
What do you mean standing watching?
Yeah, you're like, oh, if they win, they're in first place again. It's like, yeah, it's a long way to go. Well, you watch what?
Look, we're Jets fans. We're Jets fans. I have to get a smile or be excited about something.
It's like saying, like,
Jesus Christ, let me have this. And there's a good chance that the Devils end up blowing this and don't make the playoffs. So until the wheels fall off this Devils car, I'm gonna ride it until that happens and enjoy myself and smile a little bit.
It's like saying, it's like June 14th, and like, oh, if the Yankees win today, they're in first place. Like, okay.
No, that's not the same thing.
Yeah, pre-All-Star game. Yeah,
that's not the same thing. No, we are over 30 games. We are like 35, 36 games into the season. And there's 80 games. That's a third, man. That's a third of the season down.
It's before the halfway point. Exactly. You're only a third in. Like, you guys will be okay. You'll be okay.
Actually, you're getting closer and closer to half.
Closer to half, right? You're getting closer to half. That's where June is. All-Star games in July, but they play like 90 games before the All-Star game. So it's about early to mid-June. It's about the halfway point in reality, or late June.
Real quick while we're in this intermission, second intermission heading into the third period. I want to bring up that a lot of us were right yesterday about the Redskins beating the Eagles.
Did you pick them too?
And we even called it. We even said it was like a three. I picked them too. Yeah, it was like a 3-point game. Like, that was pretty shocking. I was actually also shocked the Panthers won.
Yeah.
That I did not see coming. But with that Commanders win, plus the Ram win, Arizona's out, Dallas is out, New Orleans is out, and San Francisco's out.
Yeah, they're all having bad years.
What do you call the Washington team on this channel?
Redskins.
How dare you?
There you go.
They're going to change it back. They're going to change it back.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they should.
They should.
I mean, blame Dan Snyder for giving into the fucking woke mob for changing the name.
You know what? Dan Snyder was hated by the other owners and hated by the fans. I think it was just like, fuck it, maybe this will generate some goodwill. He probably did it for that. They don't do anything out of being magnanimous. They're all, it's if he could benefit, even if it's PR wise, I'm sure.
Too bad he got fan backlash.
Well, that's
little stunt.
It's all nonsense.
Well, one of the things that bothers me the most about it is that the Redskins uniform and helmet were so iconic, and the Commanders uniforms are ugly as shit. Like, they use that stencil font that everyone had on their Mac in like 1992 as like with the lines above and below it, and it just looks so shitty. And then the helmet just with a W. It's like if I was a Redskins fan, I would rather have them be the Washington football team where they just had the numbers. I thought that looked better than the Commanders uniforms. I hate the Commanders uniforms.
Right. And when they change it back, I want my St. John's team to go back to being the Redmen. That's when we were great. We were a Final Four team when we were the Redmen. This
I want the Syracuse.
Shit sucks.
Same thing with Syracuse. Make them the Orange Men again. Fuck the orange.
I know. I mean, since when did produce get offended?
Or the same thing.
I'm not understanding that. The orange.
Or the same thing with Cleveland. Bring back cheap Wahoo, damn it.
Right. I mean, if you're gonna get mad at Syracuse Orange Men, if the Syracuse Orange Men are gonna get offended, then the Savannah Bananas are gonna have to change their name too. That's a baseball team.
Yeah, most likely. Well, they're a Harlem Globetrotter type baseball team.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by an independent team.
I think Mets missed where.
Well, no, because there are independent leagues where they actually play competitive baseball, but the Savannah Bananas, like guys will go up to bat with stilts on, like they play, but it's not. It's and it's also different rules too. It's like you get a point for every inning you win in Savannah Bananas baseball, and then whoever wins the most innings wins the game.
Well, speaking of
it's
baseball,
like it's really weird, but it's like.
Answer me this, guys.
Go ahead,
who has the most frustrated fan base right now after this season?
In baseball?
Yeah.
I would be pretty frustrated if I was an Indians fan. Because they have a good team. They just they've had a great team, but they get bounced by nobody can kind of compete in the American League at this point with the Yankees, even without Juan Soto. The American League isn't as strong as the National League, at least in my opinion.
Yet the AL keeps beating the NL in the damn All-Star game.
Yeah.
Actually, according to ESPN, the most frustrated team fan base right now is the Angels.
I could see that.
I have a coworker who's an Angels fan. And imagine having Ohtani and Trout for however many seasons they had them, and they've had Mike Trout for forever, and they can't even make the playoffs. Like that's got to be frustrating.
And making it worse, Ohtani gets poached by the crosstown team, the Dodgers, and wins it all.
Yep,
I would
and in quick fashion.
A team like that, I would also say the Athletics. I mean, the ownership wouldn't spend money ever. And now they're losing. And now they're losing them. It's like we had to suffer through the worst teams in baseball for years. Even when they were good, like the Giambi years, they didn't want to pay them to stay good, and they didn't want to.
They had to live in a fucking sewer, fucking rat-infested sewer hole of a ballpark.
Yeah, and now they didn't want to pay anybody. They didn't want to remodel the ballpark. They didn't want to get a real baseball stadium. And now they're losing the team entirely. I mean, they tortured their fan base before they walked out on them. So,
personally, I would have preferred seeing the A's move here to Charlotte.
Why? If you have the same owner, you're still not going to bring in good players.
Well, think of it this way. They are. Think of it from my view. There are at least 4 teams that surround you can pick up on a television reception, but you can't get to without crossing state lines. Nationals, the Orioles, the Reds, and the Braves. Braves fans are the worst down here, trust me.
Well, you're probably closer to the Braves, though, than anybody, right?
Right. But my point is, wouldn't you want an MLB team where you can get to without going over state lines to go to a game?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're a diehard baseball fan, but I mean, you're still a Mets fan, so it really wouldn't matter if they were down the block from you. Your favorite team wouldn't even be there. What if they were down the block from you? Would you change from being a Met fan, or would you?
Not really. I would just go for the Met games. I mean, it's one of the main reasons if the Knicks are in town, I'll go to the Spectrum Center for a Knicks game.
Yeah. So, but you want a team to relocate so you can go to 3 to 4 games a year?
It's going to be like 7 to 8 a year.
Well, we need to call Major League Baseball. We need to call Major League Baseball as soon as possible and let them know that a team needs to completely relocate to the Carolinas so that Mets can go to 3 to 4 games a year.
That's right.
I mean, same thing when the Giants or Jets come down here. I'll find a way to burn some money on a ticket and go watch them.
But you're not asking for a relocation. The Panthers are there.
Right.
A relocation is a whole thing.
Well, Panthers play in South Carolina, right?
No, they play in North. They started their legacy at Clemson, the University of Clemson, because they were building what eventually became Bank of America Stadium in the heart of Charlotte. It wasn't until a year later that they moved to Charlotte.
As someone who's 1/4 Native American, I'm offended. Wow, 1/4. That's like 99% more Native American than Nancy Pelosi. So congratulations, Huge Johnson. No, honestly, if you really are, if you really, I need to know. I need to know.
It was Elizabeth Warren.
Oh yeah, Elizabeth Warren. You are right. You are right. Huge Johnson. If you really are 1/4 Native American, I would honestly like your opinion. What do you think of the Indians in Chief Wahoo and the Redskins and all that stuff? Like, do you have a problem with it? Because I grew up going to powwows with a guy. There was a guy who my mother and father graduated with, who is almost full-blooded Native American. And they always even said to me, "You call us we call each other Indians," and we'd go to powwows and we call them Indian powwows and we'd all that stuff. And so much so that his mother, and I've talked about this on the show before, his mother, who we called Grandma RC because their last name was Red Cloud, made me a lovely moccasin style Christmas stocking with beads and everything. And so they had no problem with it. And I have yet to really meet any American Indian who has a problem with it. So let me know. I would be interested to know if you really are 1/4 Native American. If you're not, and you were just fucking with us, well, then that's a different story altogether. I don't know where Murdoch went. Maybe he went to go get his Redskins jersey and his Cleveland Indians hat. I have a Chief Wahoo hat sitting over there. But yeah, hey Johnny boy, why haven't you look, man? I'm in here with 2 Islanders fans. I started here with Maddie, who was my resident Rangers fan, but I did put the link in the description. I'll put it in again, not just for you, Johnny, but for anyone who wants to call in, just because I definitely wouldn't mind having the other side in here for this game. But we are about to get to the third period, folks. Devils looking to get those points to pop into first place. And I know Murdoch was, it's only they're not even halfway through the season. Look, I'll say this to you, Johnny. I'll say this to anybody watching. Once again, if you missed me saying it earlier, I'm going to be happy no matter what until my team blows it. That goes with the Jets. And look, I was happy when the Jets beat the fucking Jaguars. I was so thrilled. So until the wheels fall off this train or this car, this Devil's car, I'm going to be pumped up. And could it happen? Of course it could happen. But I think the Devils have a good shot at the playoffs this year, and I think that'll be a good thing. And we will once again get back in here to the Devil as soon as this game starts back up. We will. We're close. We are very close. I see the Zamboni. It looks like it's done, getting ready to get off the ice. I am actually 1/4. I've never had a problem with it. I grew up going to powwows too, and everyone I met always saw the mascot as a symbol of pride. I feel the same way. I feel the exact same way, especially with the Redskins. I could see where Chief Wahoo may be considered a little offensive because he's red with the big nose. Like, I get it.
Still puzzles me why the Braves use
but
character.
The Braves use the what?
That blooper thing. He's basically a Philly Fanatic knockoff, except a tan skin. Let me pull up a photo. Let me get a photo of him.
Okay. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the thing. Like, I love the Philly Fanatic. My NL team is the Philadelphia Phillies, because I lived in Philadelphia for over a decade, and I used to love going to Citizens Bank Park. Before I ever moved to Philly, I even went to a Phillies game when I was going to military school, Valley Forge Military Academy. That's in southern PA. We used to go every year to at least one Phillies game at Veterans Stadium, but that place was trash.
Like what I'm
Veterans
trying to
Stadium was
tell you,
trash. Let's see what Mets has up here.
This is blooper.
I got it.
This is blooper.
Can you zoom in on that? I could barely see that. Blooper. What a shit name. It makes it seem like you fucked up somehow. Like, oh, here, blooper.
I don't know how to zoom in.
Why didn't you just go to images? Why didn't you just go to blooper, mascot, and then images?
I did, but
I'll tell you though, that is a crap name. Look how sad he looks in that picture. He looks so pathetic.
I mean, seriously, it's just a poor man's version of either Orbit or the Fanatic.
Yeah, that's not the best mascot. I mean, I guess it's better than having a guy paint his face red, put on a headdress, and run around. Because that could be considered. That could be offensive. Go to images, please. Go to images. Why aren't you clicking on images? Click on the third one. It doesn't really make it much bigger. Yeah, that's pretty lame.
I mean, seriously, it just looks like
that's pretty bad.
Days like this, I wish the Rays would just move to Montreal. We get the Expos back, and we can move Youppi out of Centre Bell. What? Can you blame me if I miss
I would
Youppi?
definitely not. I definitely would not be against. I definitely would not be against the Expos coming back. I always loved that uniform, that logo, all of that stuff. But before that happens, let's get the Whalers back, please. Can we please get the Whalers back in Hartford? I would really appreciate that. I don't even care if it could be an expansion team, whatever. I just saw somebody coming in to join us. I'm sorry. It was super quick, but whoever was trying to call in, please feel free. Let's see what else we got here in the comments section. Johnny Boy comes in, says, I would call in, but you would hear my two kiddos going insane. Plus, my little man is sick. Why are they watching the game? Are they freaking out?
No, I think he's actually sick.
I don't think that's why they're
still standing.
No, I'm not talking about the littlest one. I'm talking about the two other ones.
Still standing on the
I am. Here's the thing. I'm still standing on the hill in the fact that I think he'll get the original stats that I said at the beginning of the season. I think I said 5 or 6 touchdowns and over 500 yards, a legitimate wide receiver 3. Even him being out 5 games, I still think that Alan Lazard will get to my prediction, which I'm happy about. And there it is. And I haven't even added. He has 70 yards left. I did not add the couple yards he got yesterday. So he's that much closer. 2 games to go. But no, I don't want him back next year. Ever since the injury snowball, it has been a disaster. Like he was dropping passes. I talked about this earlier on in the show, but he was dropping passes before he got injured, but it'd be like one real significant one each game, but then he'd make it up with a nice touchdown grab or something else where you could be like, oh, okay. Lazard, he made up for it. Ever since he's come back from the injury, it's been pretty much nothing but drops and like significant touchdown drops where he could have gained big yardage or caught a touchdown. So no, I don't need Lazard back next year. Not at all. Yes. And honestly, I was just talking to my wife about this earlier. This logo is one of the best logos in hockey, the Devils logo, but the Whalers logo and the Whalers uniform, holy shit, man. Even back in the day before I lived in Connecticut, before I was going to Hartford for Yard Goats games and doing media for the Hartford Yard Goats, I've always been a Whalers fan. Back to the days of Mallrats when Brody is playing the NHL game. And he's like, Hartford, the Whale, they only beat Pittsburgh once in every decade, whatever he says. And as a matter of fact, a few years ago specifically went online because I have a PlayStation 2 and they could play PlayStation games and PlayStation 2 games. I actually went online and bought NHL 97 specifically because it's the last NHL game that featured the actual Whalers team. Now, I know probably in more recent games you could play as the Whalers, but it was the last game where the Whalers as a team were actually a team and playable in the game with the players that were there in 97. And now I'm living in Connecticut, and I would love the Whalers stuff is all over. I mean, it's one of the biggest selling brands. And as a matter of fact, I suggest all of you go. There's a new documentary that came out like last week, put out by NBC Connecticut, about the Hartford Whalers, the Hartford Whalers Booster Club, and the fans that still meet up to this day to have meetings and whatnot on the Hartford Whalers. So I would love for the Whalers to come back. It's still there. Hughes Johnson, it's still there. The XL Center in the mall, it's still there. It's ready. It's ready for the Whalers. And we are in the third period, folks. I just want to let you know. And I'll pop that graphic up in a minute. On the Pat McAfee show, Aaron talked about him and Devontae would take a pay cut and that they know they would have to. All right. Guys, we just need more punctuation. We just need more punctuation. And hit the like button. On the Pat McAfee show, Aaron talked about him and Devontae would take a pay cut and they know they would have to do to play with each other again. They would do what they have to do to play with each other again. Yes, but like we were talking about earlier, Johnny, I don't know if I'm willing to, if any of this Garrett being, look, he's going to be with us another 2 years, but I don't know if I'm willing to ruin our relationship with Garrett Wilson for one more year with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. Do I want to go into next year with Aaron, Devontae, Garrett? Yes, because that's our only choice. It literally is our only choice. You know, am I over this Rodgers experiment? Yes. I'm over this whole thing. I want to blow up the team and rebuild. But with the money that we're giving these guys and the options that the Jets have for next season, why not? Why not just run it back and whatever? But like me and Murdoch and Maddie were talking about earlier, I'm not willing to hurt our relationship with a future star like Garrett Wilson in order to have Rodgers and Devontae back. But me and Murdoch were talking about it. We also don't want Garrett becoming like a Keyshawn where he's sitting there crying and bitching and complaining like a little girl. So he needs to check his attitude too.
Yeah, you can't be a leader and be a bad influence or be the example. You know, just setting the example for the rest of the
Matt, before Matty left, he said that the end of the game score would be 5-2. Do we think that the Rangers are going to be able to pull off 2 at this point?
I'd say 4-1 at best.
That's another 4 goals in this period then.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not asking if the Devils can continue to score. I think the Devils can at least get another goal. I'm talking about the Rangers. They haven't put one in the net. Can they get 2 in the third? I'd like to see Markstrom pitch the shutout. I'd like to see him with the goose egg, especially with that sweet Devils helmet. Love it. That goalie mask is sweet. I'm telling you right now, if the Whalers come back, I want Maddie and Murdoch somehow to get up to Hartford because I'm a Devils fan, Murdoch's an Islanders fan, Maddie's a Rangers fan, but we can all go and cheer on the fucking Hartford Whalers. That would be a blast.
I'm not cheering for the Whalers. I wouldn't hate on
Fuck
them.
you. You don't love the Whalers? Who doesn't love the Whalers?
No, man, that's animal cruelty. They should have that name should have been banned. If you're going to ban the Redskins, you should ban the Whalers.
Because all the whales were offended and they wrote to the congressman.
What are Whalers? Longshoremen type guys or you know what I mean? The fishermen that kill whales. That's what whaling is, right? You're killing whales. PETA would have a conniption.
Oh, please.
That's true. They would. I mean,
whales are look.
Do you know of people in America that eat whale meat? No. You'd have to go far east to eat it.
My whole thing is that whales, as far as I know, are assholes. Okay. Have you guys ever seen Pinocchio? There was this whale that swallowed Geppetto, his raft, his Cleo the fish, Figaro the cat, and then swallowed Pinocchio, and Pinocchio's just trying to save them. Whales are assholes. I'm all for the longshoremen and the guys who are taking those pieces of shit out.
I thought the whales swallowed Jonah.
Technically, it was just
there
a regular.
you go. Well, what about Moby Dick? Like,
Well,
they're
we said
assholes. Yeah.
But then again, you can't blame the Japanese for constantly going after them in dolphins. It's a joke from a South Park episode. Basically, for one reason or another, Japanese people keep showing up, killing every whale and dolphin they find, and they even killed the Miami Dolphins during a football game.
You can get dolphin a shitty walk. Another South Park reference.
And then
And we
Stan
talk,
has
well, yeah,
Stan-
or the gay or Kanye's a gay fish. South
You
Park.
like fish? You like fish sticks?
And then Stan joins this reality show where they're basically killing up and cutting off the Japanese before they kill the dolphins and whales. And the Japanese, for whatever reason, believe that dolphins and whales were responsible for dropping the H-bomb on Hiroshima. This show's fucking stupid.
I don't know if that happened. Huge Johnson comes in, says it'll be a 5-0 blowout. We traded key players, in my opinion. Yeah, and I said that to Maddie at the start of the show. Yeah, I understand they lost, like, I think he said it was like 10 straight games or 9 out of 10 or something like that. And that is a lot of a season when you're playing 80 something games. But to blow up a team and start getting rid of players and trading players when you are still in the first third of your season, I just think it'd be like the Jets being, after 5 weeks, not only getting rid of Robert Saleh, but also getting rid of Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson. Like, it's still early.
We know one person you need to get rid of, and that's Woody. Sell the team, Woody, and be put back in the toy chest alongside Buzz.
Once again, we have no control over that. The Thrashers had an awesome logo. Was that the saber-toothed tiger logo? No, that's the Predators.
No, that's the Predators. The Thrashers was more like a hawk.
I thought the Thrashers was like a hurricane-looking thing,
No, that's Carolina.
No, that's the Carolina Hurricane.
Not the hurricane.
That's the Whalers, motherfucker.
No, but no, it looked like there was like a cyclone effect or something.
Let me
like
grab
a tornado.
A
tornado. I'm sorry, tornado. It looked like a tornado, no? Not a hurricane.
Well, here's what we'll do. As soon as Metz comes back, we'll have him share his screen, and we'll get the Thrashers logo up on the screen so that everyone can see it. Jonah got swallowed by a whale. Yeah, whales are assholes.
That's right.
Whales are assholes. I will never. I am okay for the Whalers.
They kill bitches in sea.
Hold on, wait. Metz is back. Hold on, Metz. Wait, Metz, don't go away. No, yeah, that's the Carolina Hurricanes.
Bird dog.
I meant
Metz,
a tornado.
share your screen and get. Metz, share your screen and get up the Thrashers logo.
I'm thinking it's like a tornado-looking type of thing. That's what that's what I meant, not hurricane. I meant like a tornado. I got my natural disasters mixed up.
Here's another one. Huge Johnson comes in and says, I'm about to root for Utah at this point. I'm not understanding. I thought it was a clear lead that in the voting that they would have been the Utah Yeti. So I'm not fully understanding.
Yeah, it looks like a tornado.
That's a hawk.
Yeah, but it looks like a tornado.
No, but I see what he's saying. Yeah, that's not a bad logo. I'm more of a fan of the logos of like where they hide the letters in. So like the Whalers and the Devils. Like, I love that shit. I actually like the Kraken's uniform. A lot of people have told me they don't like the Kraken's uniform or whatever, but I think they're sharp. And the Golden Knights, that's another good example. The Golden Knights with the V hidden in the helmet, in like the negative space. I like that logo too.
Yeah, I like the Knights uniform.
I just got a notification. On my phone that says Mets 2128 put up a video, and but then it went away too quick for me to see what it was a short.
Today. Or the short may have been from yesterday.
I just got the notification for it.
Oh. Probably was yesterday. Was it the Giant one or the Jet one? And
Hold
it's
on.
4-0.
Mets
Devils.
2128 NFL week 16. Rams Jets thoughts. That's what I have.
Oh,
Mets always likes to jump the gun there, even though he's 40 seconds ahead. But I'll wait till I see it, even though I know I'm about to see it.
Stefan Nelson.
Well, you're really ahead because they literally just cleared it to the. Okay, here we go. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the Devils score.
You ran Matt's out of here. Oh man.
Oh, hold on. I hit the wrong button. There we go. Okay. So Devils make it 4-0 here in the third period. And hey, Maddie may be close to getting the Devils score right. But the Rangers score not so much. There it is. Devils 4, Rangers 0, and this has turned into a blowout. As a matter of fact, Huge Johnson said 5-0 when it was 3-0, and he may be right on point. But what do you guys think of that Utah Hockey Club? What do you think? You think they're going to go with the Yeti?
They should. It's the most logical, best.
I'd be more surprised if they went with the Utah Beehives or the Utah Mormons.
They're not going to go Mormons.
Well, I said earlier it should be the Utah Sister Wives. I said that a couple weeks ago, or like when they were talking about it. But yeah, they ain't gonna go Mormons. They ain't gonna go Sister Wives. They ain't gonna go polygamists.
Yeah, I was gonna say polygamist. Like you might as well go with that.
Yeah.
If you can go Mormon, just go polygamy. The Utah polygamy. Nah, it ain't gonna happen.
And what would their logo be? It would be like a dude in the center with a bunch of like real small underage wives to the left and right.
Chicks around. He's holding on to two chicks. Like, all you can do is give the thumbs up.
Or they could say the Utah Mr. Bills or the Utah Sluggos.
I don't understand the Mr. Bill reference. Oh no, I don't get it.
1980 SNL sketch that would later devolve. That would later be the precursor.
I know, but what does that have to do with Utah?
It's a joke. I mean, because it's a joke. It's not.
All right,
it's more
enough.
for shits and giggles, nothing related to Utah. I mean, still.
All right.
Imagine them choosing the Sluggos. Ugh. But the only other thing
I think
Utah State.
the only things that I saw that they had was the Yeti and the Blizzard, I believe. But I feel like the Blizzard's too close to like the Avalanche. And Avalanche play right in the next state in Colorado. I think the Yeti's cool. You get definitely a real cool logo. Of like a Yeti head or something like that.
The California Seagull.
The what? The California Seagulls?
No, how's the Utah state bird the California gull?
I have no idea. But I remember, do you remember there was
what about the Utah?
There was a hockey team way back in the day who was in, I believe they were in California, that had the seals, and that was a pretty cool uniform.
Like the San Jose Seals?
Yeah, it was something like that. It was San Jose, San Diego, something like that. And I remember I remember seeing that and thinking, oh, that's a pretty cool. I kind of liked it. It was a very simple logo.
I would assume
I'll tell you,
if it was for a reason. Go ahead, Mike.
Look, I've thought about this. Huge Johnson, and I don't think people sit there and act as if having a bunch of wives would be a good thing. I don't know if that'd be a good thing.
It's not.
I no, it doesn't seem like it'd be the same as if my wife, imagine my wife having to deal with more than one husband. I give her enough shit like that she needs to deal with more. Same thing on the other side. It's like, I think we work off each other real well. And I think that if there was any more, it would just really annoy the shit out of either of us.
No, you're looking at it from one perspective.
All right. No, well, no, but the thing is that, you know, like, what could you say the positive of having a bunch of wives is? The only positive I see is that you can, you know, sleep with, I guess, numerous different women, but they're a very religious group. Don't they do it like the Jews where they do it through like a sheet with a hole in it?
No, they just,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, they like alternate weeks. So it's like, and you could set it up to where like that time of the month, like you're out. I'll see you in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And like, then you go to like, if you have 3, you got 1, and then next week you're at second, next week, you know.
Yeah, but when women are around each other, for too long of a period, they get on the same cycle.
Yeah, they sync up. Yeah, but that's why.
So that means you'd have to avoid.
That's why you got to keep them separated.
No, they all live in the same pretty much house or.
Yeah, but to avoid that issue,
I don't know. I think that would be a. I think. Have you ever watched Modern Family?
Here and there. Here and there.
Okay, there's an episode where the dad has his wife and 2 daughters and a son, and there's an episode where the wife, he finds out that the wife and both daughters have finally synced up, and he's terrified, and he calls it the devil's trifecta.
So
and that's what I feel like having a bunch of sister wives, because I can't say I know tons about Mormons, but I did watch every season of Big Love. So,
but they don't live together usually. They have like 3 houses or as many houses as needed. It's like separate families, but one. They're all one family.
So in Big Love, no, but in Big Love, all the houses were right next to each other and they shared a backyard, but they were always all together almost all day. And then at night, the separate families would go back to their separate houses, but they were all still one family. But all the real devout Mormon, like, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, like all the devout ones, all the wives live in the same house. Like it's a very like close. Oh, and then there was that reality show with that really kind of gay guy, he seemed, with the hair, and him and all his wives lived in the same house.
Yeah, I guess there's different ways to go.
I don't know. I think it'd be a pain.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to keep them separated. I mean, you could be having like foursomes nightly. Or
yeah, no, I don't think that's how that religion works. I don't think that they do foursomes.
Oh, like, so having foursomes is going too far? You have 3 different wives. Like, God forbid we're all together.
No, I just don't think that. I think that they're very religious, and there would be that would be. I don't think that would be considered a gay act, a homosexual act, because there'd be 3 women. So I don't think that would happen in a Mormon household. That's what I'm saying. As we're getting way off Devils hockey, I'll tell you that.
Well, it's 4-0.
I can see them doing something related. Yeah,
maybe we should call them the Utah Candle Jacks. But then again, just saying that name would cause the whole venue to be empty.
Matt, I'm not following your jokes today. I'm missing them.
Remember the show Freakazoid? There was that villain Candlejack. If you said his name, he'd carry you off.
I just know Candy.
I remember the show, but I didn't watch it enough. I think
Basically, he was a boogeyman, and you can't say his name or he'd cart you off, take you away.
It's Candyman.
No, it's Candlejack.
You say Candyman in the mirror 3 times, he appears and gets you with the
5 times.
Islanders fish hook.
That's true. Huge Johnson says he's got to go see his Monday wife.
Yes.
God, I couldn't imagine that. That's too much for me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost done here. We got about 7.5 minutes left in the game, and the Devils are leading 4-0. So I'm really happy that my first ever live game reaction turned out in my favor with the Devils. Clearly are gonna win this game unless something miraculous happens. I don't see the Rangers pulling off 4 goals.
Well, they would need 5.
No, it's not going to happen.
They would
What was
need
that, Murdoch?
They would need 5 goals now.
Actually, they need 6.
Too late.
Actually, they're going to need 6.
Do you know something we don't there, Mets? Because I know that a 5th one just went in. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Go Devils!
One of these
go Devils.
The way this game was going, like I figured the Devils would score again before that Devils song play finished. They would have scored another one, and you'd have to play it right away again.
And then I would have just had to go right back at it. Yeah.
Just have it on a fucking loop.
6-0 Devils by the end of this thing.
Is it 6-0?
No, I said I could see it once Quick gets pulled in the last 2 minutes, and then the Devils just get the empty netter.
They're not pulling a goalie with a 5-0 deficit. They only do that.
No, there's no point to that.
Possibly 2 goals. 2 goals is the max of pulling the goalie.
And even 2 goals is pushing it.
Yeah, that's pushing. That's like when you're highly desperate.
So now with about almost exactly 7 minutes, I got a face off in the Rangers zone there. But yeah, it's heading back the other way. You know, I'll be honest. I'm starting to feel a little bad for Rangers fans. Hughes Johnson and Johnny Boy and Matty. You know, maybe they can get one in the net. Maybe they can get one past Markstrom, although I'd still love that goose egg. And Matty texted me. I don't know if you saw it, Murdoch. I think it was in the chat. In our private, not the chat on StreamYard.
Oh,
but I think he said something about it in like on like our group text that he's like, oh, looks like this game is turning out the way I planned. But right now, if it ends now with what we've got right now, then Hughes Johnson was right on point. 5-0. And at this point, the Devils just need to kind of just play out the clock. Like, there's no point in even trying to score at this point. But they're still attacking.
Have a moot point.
I don't know. I'm thrilled. This stream couldn't have gone any better for a Devils fan, but I know that I don't even know if there are any Devils fans in the Midnite Mike Show normal chat. I think I might be alone in my principles. I knew it. Force your captain defenseman out and hope for the best. Well, that doesn't seem to be working. I didn't even update the score on my thing yet. Like every time I go to update the score in a few minutes, I have to change it.
I'm just glad this isn't happening to the Islanders.
Yeah, because they can't keep their skate.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it could be worse for you guys. You could be Huge. You could be Johnny Boy. You could be Matty. You could be any of these Ranger fans. Especially, I mean, there were some Ranger fans there at the Rock in Newark, and God, I don't see why they're still sitting there. I'd get out of there. I wouldn't want to. Like if I was at MSG watching the Devils and the Rangers, and the Rangers are up 5-0 in the third period, I'm not sitting around and watching. I'm out of there.
And Aaron going to the box, 2 minutes slashing.
I am surprised the fights died down as much as they did, because it was rough for that first period.
That your purse grabbing pukes is a crime, and this is the penalty. 2 minutes for slashing, 2 minutes
Well,
for hooking,
2 minutes for hooking.
and let's not forget my personal favorite, 2 minutes for high sticking.
This is where you might. I'll be back. This is where you might start seeing the fights happen.
Oh, from
5-0.
frustration.
Yeah, frustration. This is prime time. I'll be back.
And then they get a
All right.
5-minute game misconduct for roughing.
If I knew you were going to make so many Casey Jones references, I would have had my Casey Jones mask ready to go, Mets.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
That's okay. Where is it? Oh, it's not too far, actually. Hold on 1 second. There we go.
Goongala!
There we go. I'll tell you right now, Mets, this is an uncomfortable mask. I wore it all Halloween and I sweat like crazy in it because on Halloween, I feel like it was almost like 70, 80 degrees here in Connecticut. And I sat there and I had the wig. I have a wig for Casey Jones too, along with the mask. And by the end of the night, when I pulled this off, it was just brutal.
Hard to breathe in that thing, isn't it?
No, there's a hole right here for your nose. You got plenty of slits for the mouth. I feel like I have a harder time breathing in like my Michael Myers mask. Like that one's a lot harder to breathe in. My Jason mask is pretty easy to breathe in because the headpiece that I pull over is completely cut out right here. So then when you put the mask on, you have the holes. But yeah, let me just.
Which version of Jason is your head? Is your face mask the New Blood, or it takes Manhattan?
People always ask me if I have hair or not. I do have hair, folks. I just always prefer a hat. It is what it is. All right, we are down to 4 minutes left in the third period, so that'll be the end of the game coming up. Still 5-0 Devils, and I'm so happy. Anybody who popped in, and I don't just mean Mets and Murdoch and Maddie who popped in to call the game or watch the game with me, but talk Jets and talk, sister wives in Utah. But all you guys in the chat, anyone who pops in on the replay, I really do appreciate this. Hopefully, in the future, when teams when the tri-state teams, the Devils, the Rangers, and the Islanders, when they play each other or things like that, if I'm available, I will try to do a few more of these and cover a few more of these games with you guys. Like this one was mainly done because tomorrow night is Christmas Eve and our normal Tuesday night show, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're not going to be available, Maddie and myself. Obviously, it's going to be Christmas Eve. Santa's coming. You got to be in bed by a certain point or he doesn't show up and give you gifts. And I'm not going to risk not getting my Christmas gifts from Santa because of the Midnite Mike show. It's just not worth it. And if you're watching this now or you're tuning in later, go back. We do talk in each intermission report, during each intermission, between the first and second and third, we did cover football. We did talk about the Jets. We talked a little bit about the Giants and all that stuff. So
I'm going to hop off. That's okay, Mike.
Of course it's okay. I appreciate you popping in, man. I appreciate it. And I hope you have a good day and Merry Christmas and all that stuff. I hope you enjoy your lobster.
Okay. Merry Christmas.
There we go. All right. We're getting to the end here, folks, and I do appreciate all you guys in here. I had a blast doing this, and it was something that I've never done before, covering a live game. And, hey, I had a good time. I really did, especially with all the goals, especially with all the Devils goals, which, once again, it could come up again, and we could see another Devils score. Who knows? There's still 2 minutes left in this game. You never know what's going to happen. And when I'm done with this, I get to go food shopping because I make the most banging ass lasagna for Christmas Eve. So I'm going to go food shopping, come home and prepare the lasagna so that tomorrow we just need to stick it in the oven when the family comes for dinner. And like I said, I think I said it late on the other show, so I'll say it late on this show. You get the crab meat in a can and you mix it with it's like a cheese in a jar. So it's like a Velveeta kind of, but it's not. and you mix it. You put it on an English muffin. You put the English muffins into the oven. You let the cheese kind of melt enough and get a little brown on top. You pull them out. You cut the English muffins into fourths. And I know this is a normal recipe, but for those who haven't tried it, damn, it's good. It's so good. And we do that every Christmas or Christmas Eve now. It's one of my wife's family traditions. And I'm so happy that they brought it to my attention because it's delicious. So I'm actually very excited to go food shopping and get all the Christmas Eve stuff and get prepared and all that stuff. I'm very excited. And me and my wife tonight, we have presents we got to wrap for the family and friends and my nieces and nephews and things like that. It's going to be a nice night. And then hopefully we can get a lot of that done tonight so that tomorrow on Christmas Eve, I can just sit with my daughters and watch some Christmas movies. Yesterday I actually pulled out, I don't know if you guys are aware of Fireball Island. We are under a minute. Here, and the Devils are going to win this game 5-0 over the New York Rangers, getting the points, putting them back in first place of the Metropolitan Division. And once again, we have to see what happens tonight with the Bruins and the Capitals. But Murdoch, that's it. The Devils take this one 5-0.
Yeah, man. It's a tough one. If you're a Rangers fan, that was tough.
Yeah, that's disheartening.
Like a standalone game, right? By itself. It's like Monday Night Football, like as a Jet fan, getting blown out on a Monday night.
Huge Johnson says, I don't know, Mike, my grandma makes a fire-ass lasagna. What does she put in it? Because with my lasagna, it's always like the ricotta, the tomato sauce, the Parmesan mozzarella cheeses, all that stuff. But I always have to put in ground sausage. I love ground sausage in my lasagna. So does she put in any meats, any ground beef, sausage, anything like that? But we're heading out of here soon. So if you don't get back to me pretty quick. But there it is. Let me officially change this. Let me officially change this before we get out of here. Like I said, this is a first time I've ever done a live. How do you do it, Murdoch?
Watch
It's
a game.
hard. Yeah, to do a live show while you're watching a game and still try to cover the game at least a little bit.
Yeah, no, like with what I do at the Jet games, I'll be like, all right, 3rd and 4. You know, and whatever I see, I'll just kind of talk about what I think should happen, type of play I want to see run. You know, like a lot of times it'd be like 3rd and 1, and I'd be like, Braylon Allen better be in the backfield to go pound away for that 1 yard, and then he's not in there. You know, and then we throw a pass incomplete. So then, you know, it's just like that. It's just like little updates, but I prefer to have somebody talking to during the game.
Yeah,
works better when you have two fans and, you know, you just tell each other what you're seeing, what you're feeling throughout the game, each play. It's just like two buddies or 3 or 4 or whatever having beers in the bar watching the game or in a living room watching the game together, and how you would be talking like if you were all in the same room, same space. And to me, that's more fun to be with fans watching the game together, going through it together, play by play. And then, you know, every now and then just be like, all right, you know, down in distance, score.
Well, I'll tell you, it definitely was a lot easier once Maddie came in and then you and Mets came in, and it's definitely easier having people to play off of and talk about things. The one thing I will say that I never brought up in this game is I hate how they have around the ice, how the ads are constantly changing. It's so fucking distracting.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard enough to follow, you know, it's hard enough to follow the puck on TV sometimes, but to have those ads constantly changing, it's distracting as hell.
I believe that's all computer generated, right? That's not actually at the arena. So that
I don't think it's not at the arena. But it's just I'm watching it on TV. It's distracting.
Yeah, that could be fixed though. That could just be the network saying, "Hey, listen, man, take it easy with these fucking ads constantly changing mid play." You know, it's, you know, I used to like when Fox started getting hockey and they'd have that little like illuminated
glowing puck?
Yeah, the glowing puck with the trail or whatever. I don't need the trail, but to have it highlighted, I like that because hockey is harder to keep track of the puck, especially when there's a bunch of.
I watched a documentary on that the other day about the glowing puck. and how they
Oh,
did
there's
it and all that
oh,
stuff.
okay.
Yeah, you can look it up on YouTube. Look up NHL glow puck, and they'll be
Was
like
it
they're
like
short little like. Say it again.
Was there like a chip inside the puck?
Yeah, it was this weird thing that kind of looked like a Christmas star that you'd put on a tree, and it had little lights along the edges, like little LED lights, and then like the chip in the middle, and then the puck. But the players said that the puck did move a little bit differently. They tried to make it as much as like a normal puck as possible, but players were saying that the puck did move a tiny bit differently and bounced a little harder. So when it would bounce, it would shoot, off the side or the glass or whatever. It would go further than usual. But yeah, no, check it out. If you put in NHL glow puck, I think the one I watched was 20 minutes or under, but it showed how the puck was made and all that stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, if you just like put like a circular sensor inside the puck to where it barely alters the weight, doesn't affect the balance of it.
Well, that's the thing. This was back. You have to remember, this was back in the 90s. Now I think they could create it a lot better. Like they could make it a lot more. Yeah. And it would also, I feel like the glow would cover the puck better, because there would be points where sometimes it'd be behind even when it's streaked back in the day. Now I feel like it would be like right on point. And apparently with the glow pucks, they were only one-time use, and they had a battery life of only like a certain amount of time. So I think they said like the battery life of the glow puck was maybe like a half hour. So they had X amount for each game, but it was like, yeah, you could only use it for a certain amount of time, and then it would be a useless puck. I mean, essentially.
Well, I just think if you put like a chip in there,
now you could do that. I think with technology,
like the camera could pick it up and display it on the screen as such, without a battery or anything, just like a signal or something, instead of worrying about a battery. And it's really just it's not for, when you say glow puck, it's not for the fans, it's for people watching on TV. Like when there's a scrum, like in the middle of like everyone's in front of the net fighting, jostling for the puck, you don't know where the hell that thing is. If it's under the goalie's pad and people are looking, it's like, where's the damn puck? People are just when you're live
at a hockey game, it's a lot easier to follow the puck, like a lot easier. Yeah, but when on TV, on TV, it still is a little bit rough at points, especially if you're watching on a phone.
No, you're not seeing the puck. I'm just looking at people's sticks and to see what's going on and reactions of players. But yeah, that's what I would do. And I would, for the fans at home, I wouldn't do the trail. That's unnecessary. I would just have it illuminated at all times somehow. That would be great.
Well, they originally had the trail, I think, where if the puck went over 70 miles an hour, it would get the trail, but then it wasn't showing up enough. So they lowered it, I think, to 60 miles per hour. But then at points, they'd be passing the puck and you'd get the trail, as opposed to just when they shot the puck.
I just want to see where the puck is at all times. That's it.
Yeah,
as long as I can locate the puck at all times, and that's great.
All right, Murdog, listen, I got to go grocery shopping for Christmas Eve. I very much appreciate you being here. Hopefully we'll be able to do an Islanders game in the future. And tomorrow night, if he's available, Murdog will be going live because the Midnite Mike show replaced tomorrow night with this little broadcast. And I hope the people who watched had a good time. But thank you, Murdog, for coming in.
Of course, brother. Yeah, I don't know, if people want to hang out, it's really there's no structure or like, hey, play and talk. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just go live, see who pops in, and just have conversations.
Well, there you go. Appreciate you being here, and we'll see you at least on this channel. We see you next Saturday night.
All right, brother. Congrats to your Devils. Sorry, Maddie.
Thank you, Murdog. All right. There it is, folks. The final here from the Midnite Mike show, and the final from the Rock in Newark, New Jersey. The Devils blow out the Rangers 5-0. The final. I'm excited. I'm happy that I got to do this with you guys. And I think it went off pretty well without a hitch, considering it was my first ever coverage of a live game. So that's it. And Stack, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah to everybody who is celebrating. I very much appreciate anyone who came in, and I hope you guys enjoy your holiday, because we will not be here tomorrow night, but we will be back, of course, Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is the Devils victorious over the Rangers 5-0 from the Rock in Newark, New Jersey. I'm Midnite Mike, and I can't wait to see you next time.